Going on, everybody? Good old JM here with you on this Throwback Thursday as we present yet another out of the archives right here on the Casa D18 Studios. JJ, I know, has been working tirelessly to comb through everything on the NoDQ channel, on the Jeff Meacham Network, on his own Casa D18 Studios, on the J Hebert 95 Studios, the Simple Man brand, to present to you something that you may not have seen before, something that you haven't seen in a long time, perhaps. I know I'm looking forward to what Renegade has in store, and I hope you are too. Kick your feet up, enjoy a little respite from the craziness of a Thursday, and enjoy this classic content right here on the Casa D18 Studios.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from NoDQ.com.
You can't see me. Welcome everyone to NoDQ&AV Video here on NoDQ.com. I am the owner of NoDQ, Aaron Rift, here to talk about wrestling. WWE Raw was last night. I got a lot of feedback about the show. Not a lot of it was positive. So we got a lot to talk about. Let's get right down to your questions. Hey Aaron, I personally thought last night's Raw was one of the worst episodes in several years. I thought they dropped the ball on the entire walking out storyline. Your thoughts? I agree. Last night's Raw, not so good. They had been building up for several weeks this whole storyline with Triple H and R-Truth and Miz, and they had like 3 or 4 different small storylines going on, and last night on Raw, everything just came to a crashing halt. WWE basically hit the reset button and just decided to just end everything. They have their tour of Mexico coming up next week, and I guess they just wanted to have all the all the roster members back on the show and just end the storyline, and it was not executed well at all. Now, I liked the first 30 minutes or so of Raw. Triple H came out, talked about how the show was going to go on with or without the superstars in the back, and I guess they were backstage on strike or whatever. Triple H said that he could come out there with a broom and perform better than most of the guys in the back, so kind of burying all the talent on the roster. And I didn't really have a big problem with it. I was entertained by it. I would have liked to have seen Triple H with a broom out there just to see if he could live up to his words. And then John Cena came out, Sheamus came out, CM Punk came out. They all praised Triple H, and I was fine with this. You know, they had to have the baby faces come out and support the show and support Triple H. And, you know, they kind of kissed his ass a little bit. Sheamus talking about how, yeah, I beat you up and then you came back and kicked my arse. And I didn't really have a big problem with this. I was entertained, like I said. I liked CM Punk doing the commentary and saying, can I wear the blazer or whatever? And then once they had the match with Sheamus and John Cena, and then Vince McMahon came out, that's when the show fell off a cliff completely. Vince comes out. The crowd doesn't even react to Vince. It's like this is his big epic return, and nobody really cares. And there's no announcer like JR there to say, oh my God, Vince McMahon is back. And, you know, there's none of that. So there's just dead silence. Vince comes out. It says WWE Chairman on the Titantron. Vince comes to the ring and basically says that the board of directors have ruled to remove Triple H as COO and that there's a new Raw GM and that it, for the time being, and that is going to be John Laurinaitis, whatever you want to call him. So this segment was really flat. Nobody really cares about John Laurinaitis. He comes out, the crowd boos, but as a lot of people have noted in the feedback to me, it's more like X-Pac heat, where the people don't want to see him. Period. They're booing him because they don't want to see him in the arena. They don't want to see him on the television. And yeah, I guess that pretty much is the end for the anonymous Raw GM storyline. They're apparently that's just it. Now they're going in a new direction with Laurinaitis as the GM. And then yeah, the rest of the show just a mess. John Morrison comes out in street clothes against Christian, and Morrison loses and then gets beat up by Christian's new faction with Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler. And yeah, it's not looking good for Morrison. You know, there's the rumors going around that his contract is coming up soon, so this could be a sign that they've completely given up on him, which is just really unfortunate. And then John Laurinaitis comes out and he invites JR into the ring. JR gets in and Laurinaitis proceeds to fire Jim Ross, and Jim Ross is like, whatever, dude. He just gets to the announce table and shakes Jerry Lawler's hand and just leaves. And I guess this was not in the Raw script, so JR didn't have any clue that this was going to happen, and it just seemed like it was WWE once again going out of their way, and Vince McMahon in particular, to humiliate Jim Ross and be able to embarrass him in his hometown. That's what this whole segment was about. So totally counterproductive. What does this accomplish? I totally agree with, you know, all the criticism about the show in terms of this with JR. What was the point? I don't know. And yeah, everybody looked bad on this show. All the good guys that were in the back protesting looked bad. Even Cena, CM Punk, and Sheamus looked bad for kissing up to Triple H so much. But yeah, and we now have our main event for Vengeance. It's John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio, and Mark Henry versus Big Show. And by the way, they're trying to build up Mark Henry and Big Show, yet the thing on Raw is Mark Henry versus Randy Orton, and Randy Orton's about to have Henry beat. So is that match happening in Vengeance? No, it's Big Show and Mark Henry. So that made no sense. Yeah, Raw for the most part made little to no sense, and yeah, they blew through all the whole storyline with the walking out and this thing with Triple H could have gone on for months, and they just ended it all in one night. All this stuff they built up basically for nothing. No payout or anything. And yeah, like I said with the anonymous Raw GM, no payout. So I can understand why a lot of fans were upset and disappointed. And that was Raw for you. And we have Vengeance coming up in 2 weeks and Survivor Series. I'm sure once The Rock comes back, people will forget about this Raw and just move on to the future. But for now, a lot of disgruntled fans out there, and I don't blame them at all. Should Jim Ross go to TNA, and will it help TNA? If Jim Ross went there, I don't think he's going to, but if he ever did, it's not going to make any difference. I'm sure it'll make a difference on the commentary, maybe a little bit, but once again, it's the quality of the product that counts. It's not so much the announcing, although JR would, I think, make somewhat of a difference, at least a little bit, in terms of presentation. If Jim Ross is out there, even if the product is really bad, Jim Ross would try his damnedest to make it sound good, and it might help a little bit. Hey Aaron, whatever happened to Zach Gowen? Zach Gowen has still been wrestling on the indie scenes. He's worked for a number of promotions, including Ring of Honor, and just he's stayed busy. And the thing about his WWE run was that it allowed him to get on national television, and people knew who he was. So once he left WWE, that enabled him to get more bookings and just get him more gigs. So the WWE stint, even though it was short, it did help him out a lot. Why does Bret Hart never get credit for his role and major impact in what was known as the Attitude Era? I strongly believe it began with Bret's promos and actions during the time of '97. He was the first one I ever heard swearing and manhandling Vince. Well, I don't think it was so much Bret Hart. Bret Hart also was he was very much against the whole Attitude Era. If you recall, he was talking about how it had become nothing but smut TV and something he would feel embarrassed for his kids to watch. So Bret wasn't really a big fan of the direction WWE was going in 1997, but he went along with it. He went out there, and I love that promo when he came out and shoved Vince and saying, "Frustrated isn't the goddamn word for it. This is bullshit." That was one of the defining moments of the early Attitude Era as it was starting to develop. That along with Brian Pillman pulling the gun on Austin. Those angles were what started to build to the Attitude Era. And yeah, I mean, Bret was definitely part of the early Attitude Era, but I wouldn't say that he was a major player in it, because him personally, he was against it for the most part. All right, that about does it for No DQ&A video. Thanks for checking out the show. What'd you guys think of Raw? Definitely a lot of people talking about it, and I've gotten a lot of feedback. What do you guys think? Leave a comment, youtube.com/NoDQCAW, and we will see you next time. Keep subscribing, youtube.com/NoDQCAW. Thanks for watching.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
You ever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the Stat Boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your barkeeps here keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dory Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Casa D18 Studios presents Dat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show. The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's installment of Renegade of Wrestling. I am your host, the Renegade of Wrestling, J.J. Williams, here to bring you some of the thoughts and happening and feedback of recent independent shows that I have been to. The most recent one that I attended was the first ever non-televised NWA Championship from Hollywood event, live from Downey, California, this past Saturday afternoon, evening. I had one free ticket, so shout out to Dave Marquez, Rod Dovlin, John Ian, Angelo Trinidad, and everybody else from the staff there at NWA Hollywood for, first of all, throwing the contest, and then second of all, for pulling my name. Thank you very much. I had a blast. And now, hey, you're getting some free publicity out of the deal anyway, so everyone wins. The bell time was at 4 o'clock for the first ever event, and I'm going to get to some of the results right now. I'm not going to go through everything. I'm just going to highlight some of the better things, if you will. Todd Chandler defeated Duke from the Scorpio Sky Experience, which was a complete shock to me. You know, the way they've been hyping up the experience, I definitely expected Duke to get the win, albeit with some collusion, but I expected him to go over big time there, and he did not. Jarek Matthews defeated Cedric the Hitman, so somebody from the experience and somebody from the Family Stone both jobbed out. Again, quite the shock the way the Family Stone has been built over television. Granted, this was not a television taping, so maybe that's why they went ahead and, you know, jobbed those respective members of the crew out, if you will. Angel Lopez and Eric Cross defeated Anchors Away, which, wow, that where did that come from? I'm still kind of blown away by that one. Anchors Away were playing baby faces yet again. It's funny because I had said when we did the fantasy draft and I drafted them that, you know, I was surprised that they weren't baby faces, and now I've seen them in the baby face role and I think I prefer them as heels. It's kind of funny because they've started playing babyface for some reason, and I think I just preferred the shenanigans from Anchors Away as a heel team. But whatever is whatever. Sean Ricker issued an open challenge, and a gentleman by the name of Angel Santos came out and accepted the challenge. Ricker did his best to remain heel, even though the crowd was loving him and right along with him. James Morgan over Kyle Webb. Really good matchup there. It was good to see James Morgan back in the ring again. He had been off of television for quite a while with an injury, and to see him get back in the ring was a good daytater. Johnny Yuma over Pretty Peter Avalon. Again, it was a bit of a surprise the way Peter had been getting built up, and the way, you know, Ray had won on television and dedicated his match to his friend PPA. What else did we have here? We had an impromptu 6-man tag team match as the semi-main event. It was supposed to be the happening of Johnny Goodtime and Joey Ryan versus the Tribe, but Hawaiian Lion was unable to make the taping, so they turned it into a 6-man with Joey, Johnny, and Mikey O'Shea, their muscle of the happening, if you will, versus Terex, Manimal, and Navajo Warrior. And the happening was able to squeak it out thanks to offbeat shenanigans. And your main event for the evening for the International Television Championship, Scorpio Sky versus Nick Madrid. Yes, I get the irony that the main event of a non-televised show was for the TV title. We'll leave that alone though. But Scorpio Sky and Nick Madrid putting on a hell of a wrestling match. You know, for all in all, the show went less than 2 hours. And even though I didn't pay for my ticket, I didn't feel like I was cheated. Had I put $10 down at the door, I would have felt I had got my money's worth. And then some. So that was the live event in Downey, California. And now, you heard him talk about it a little bit yesterday on After the Bell. I'm going to bring the Meach Machine, Jeff Meacham, onto the show. Let me scoot over here a little bit so that the fat man can, you know, have a place to sit down.
Well, shit, that kind of intro. Should I strut in like Nature Boy Ric Flair first, or what? God damn,
that would be up to you,
That was a great
sir.
intro. I would just calmly sit my ass down with my glass of orange juice because Lord knows I gotta stay healthy. This soda stuff's killing me.
Now, I was unable to get to the television tapings that occurred on Sunday
Yes.
in Hollywood, in Glendale, California, if you will.
Which I found out. True story. It is not that hard to get there.
Okay.
It's just like going to Union Station.
Okay.
And then you go one stop up the Metrolink, and then literally there's the it's called the Glendale BEE line that takes you about 2 blocks from the Metrolink station, and then it's a walk around the shopping center and you're right there. So it is doable for us, despite us.
So that would be 3 trains and 2 buses.
But at the end of the day, it sounds like it's a hideous. The longest part was the layover. Because the goddamn 191 out here, the way it drops off at the blue line, once you get to Union Station, I sat there for an hour today with no money to do anything.
You sat there for an hour on Sunday. This is Tuesday.
Whatever it was, Sunday. God damn it, I'm tired.
Get some fucking sleep, Meacham.
I haven't slept in days, dude. Seriously, I've been so NWA'd out that I haven't slept.
Been a long time.
Yeah, seriously, I was so happy because I finally had some foresight on the way there on Sunday. It's like I've been talking about the Scorpio Sky song's been in my head on Twitter for the last couple of days leading into the event. Like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm gonna make sure I leave voicemails for everybody I know that's a mother on Mother's Day. That way I get phone calls. And then I changed my voicemail to fucking Pierce's song. That way, when it rang,
now the question is, were you ever around Pierce when your phone went off and his music played?
No, because luckily all the moms called me back before I got there.
Damn it. Because that would have been awesome if you had gotten your ringtone Adam Pierce approved, even though he is supposed to be the most dastardly, only true heel in professional wrestling.
Yes, this is true.
That would have been epic.
Oh, and on a side note, I have to show this to the world. I don't know if I'll be able to see it on the camera now, but I have to show this to the world talking about Ricker. Where is it?
Oh, the team.
Oh my God, dude! I tweeted this to Percy about a month and a half ago, and he told me he was rolling, and I showed it to Ricker on Saturday at the live event. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. This is a license plate of a car that is at our church. Not our church, we don't go there, but the Baptist church across the street here. The license plate literally reads Team Huh. I showed Ricker that, and he's like, dude, if I had the ability, I would give you one of my shirts for that, just for the sake of it, because goddamn it, that's funny. take you right to put you in the gravy tray just for that. I'm like, you know what, Sean? I wish I had the money to buy your shirt, because I totally buy it and like have the license plate like attached to it or something.
That
shit was funny. Okay.
But anyways, we're getting off track.
We're getting off track.
Tell
Kinda.
these ladies and gentlemen out here that actually, you know, click and watch my show, because we know there's not as many that watch mine as watch yours. Well, proven fact.
Well, but you know what? After yesterday, they might want a break from me.
Yeah, but they don't want an indie wrestling break.
No, but I will tell you this. I'm going to try very hard to not spoil what went down Sunday night.
Yeah, give us what matches occurred, but don't give us the results of the matches.
Okay, I'm not sure if this match will make TV or not, because I don't know if they rolled or not, but your boys Anchors Away defeated the team of Tommy Misfit, who... I'd never seen this guy before. He looked like he could be a model for a twig fashion shoot or something. And Sasha Derevko.
The dastardly evil Russian from Battleground Pro Wrestling.
Yes, Sasha made his NWA Hollywood in front of the... I don't know if he's in front of TV cameras. He was definitely in front of the audience debut. And, you know, I mean, facing Anchors Away with the American flag and the whole music and everything, it's like he was going to lose. It was going to happen. Yeah. And not only that, they brought out a lovely young lady by the name of Nancy Luce. Facebook.com/Nancy Elizabeth Luce, one word, who sang the national anthem. And, you know, even Angelo had a tear in his eye. And he's a great national anthem singer himself.
Well, this was Anchors Away's return to NWA. If memory serves me correctly, Anchors Away has not been on an NWA show since the Galaxy Theater. I
do believe they confirmed that for us on Saturday. I'm not sure.
So, congratulations to Anchors Away for getting to come back to NWA television.
And to Sasha, if he's on the TV, whether he's on TV or not, the fact that he made the card.
Yes.
You know, that's awesome for a buddy of ours to get a spot. You have...
Because as we all know, the past is in the past, and you and Sasha have bonded over
Honey Jack and the ginger beer that makes me look more Russian every day.
That's right.
We had a spirited pair of appearances by The Happening as a tag team.
Okay.
And you know, Joey and Johnny are claiming to be, you know, top challengers to the Tribe. And they face two quality teams, I'll tell you.
Okay.
They face teams that, you know, are always in the hunt for the NWA Heritage Tag Team Championship. Eric Costa, Angel Lopez, and Tristan Kelly and Gregory Sharp. I will let you all decide what happened in those matches. Okay.
Well, see,
I love Eric and Angel, but seriously,
I was going to say, the way you put them over kind of made the way I put them over sound like I was ribbing people, and I was actually being serious.
I know you're being serious.
And now you're being facetious when it comes to them. So people are going to get confused.
Well, there was some shenanigans in the booking, because I tend to believe the booking for Saturday was different than the booking for Sunday as far as the way people were booked. Because Eric and Angel were booked as babyfaces Sunday night.
Okay.
Again, because they were against The Happening.
Right.
But they were heels against Anchors Away Saturday night.
Yeah.
So, whatever. There will be a presentation with the Tribe by our buddy, who is an executive for the board of directors for the NWA on Sunday night. Johnny Ian will be there. With a presentation for the Tribe. Long overdue for these guys. And the bad details will be dealt with, concerning their shenanigans with the Heritage Tag Team title belts.
Okay.
Lots of Percy Pringle III Cup qualifying round matches. I don't believe I got them all written down. I'm not even sure if all the matches I had written down were qualifiers, but here's what I have on my notes. And keep in mind the phone died about halfway through the show, so I'll do what I got here. You had El Ridiculoso versus Mikey O'Shea.
Okay.
Brian Cage versus a very underdressed Biggie Biggs.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. I'm not sure if this was a qualifier, but Famous B and Andres from the dojo. Pretty Peter Avalon and Willie Mack.
Okay.
You had James Morgan and Jarek Matthews.
Okay.
Ryan Taylor and Todd Chandler.
Okay.
Ray Rosas and Johnny Yuma.
Okay.
Pinky and Andres again. So
I'm assuming that one of those Andres is not.
Yeah, and I think I wrote down that PP3 was Pinky. So Andres' match against earlier B was not a qualifier.
Okay.
And then I have Ryan Taylor again. So whatever. Ryan Taylor and Andrew Hellman, and then I don't know if Duke and Willie Mack was a qualifier, but there was a serious turning point in the storyline between Willie Mack and The Experience that you will see in the coming month. on NWA Championship Wrestling Hollywood at 1 a.m. on Saturday night, Sunday mornings.
That's right, on KDOC out here in SoCal, or every Wednesday go to NWAHollywood.com and watch the newest episodes there.
Yes. You also, on the shows in the next weeks, will see the Junior Heavyweight Championship defended as Kevin Douglas. By the way, I get that he's playing a heel, and off camera, dude's a nice guy. Hell of a guy.
Most heels are.
Yeah. You haven't been since he's appeared at the shows, the tapings. They are calling this dude Mighty Mouse. Wow. With his bald head, the big ears, and the cape, they're calling him Mighty. They're chanting Mighty Mouse at him.
Well, I know he bills himself as the modern day hero.
Yeah.
So, and then Mighty Mouse is obviously a cartoon superhero.
They're not chanting Mighty Mouse. They're also actually singing the Mighty Mouse song to him on the way to the ring.
Was Sergeant Pepper that?
No.
God damn it.
That'd have been epic. That'd have been epic if they did that.
Mighty Mouse versus Sergeant Pepper. Make it happen, Marquez.
That's right. Well, Chillis are both heels.
So what?
Anyway.
Tag team.
Yes.
Tag team Marquez.
There you go. There was a great interview conducted by Shelly Martinez with Sean Ricker and Percy Pringle III in his red, like, Kane era suit jacket. Exactly. And let's say that Shelly incurred the wrath of one Percy Pringle III. The contract signing for the big main event between Adam Pearce and Colt Cabana took place, and shenanigans, no doubt.
And of course, we got. I'm jumping the gun here, but since you mentioned the contract signing, we got the first stage of hell.
Yes, the first level of hates.
Yes.
Between Adam Pearce and Colt Cabana, First Blood, and it lived up to the hype. I will tell you that right now. This is the first time that I have been privy to a live experience of Adam Pearce versus Colt Cabana. Jay had the first one, none of us had the second one, and I had the third one Sunday night, and I am very glad that my corner of the Glendale Studios, where I was bracing myself with my cane, was out of the line of fire. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Mother's Day flowers were never used so poorly.
Okay.
You had Fresh to Death, Leo Blaze and Josh Rose, thank you, against Hobo and the Manimal.
Which, by the way, Blaze, the shirt you were wearing at the house show, when is that coming out for sale? I want one.
And when those guys came out, they were chanting Harlem Heat at them.
Oh.
And the sad part was, their colors are Harlem Heat's colors.
Yeah, I know they are.
It's like, damn, that's profiling, but it's funny. Okay, I will not say who, but there will be a Heritage Tag Team title match.
Okay.
A defense from the Tribe.
Good.
Let's see.
Is it sad that I'm ready to see the Tribe lose the straps? It's like, as gun-ho as I was of putting the straps on the Tribe, they've been champions now for pretty much an entire year.
Sounds about
Same
right.
with Sky and the TV title. It's like, I am ready for some new blood. You got a weekly television show, and a year is good. You need to move on to the next guy.
Well, there will be a possibility of that happening in the TV title area as well, because as great as the match we saw Saturday night was, there is a rematch for the TV Championship between Scorpio Sky.
Saturday night that was going to happen.
Because the board of directors concerned about Scorpio Sky shenanigans. By the way, that is the word of the day on the Casa D18 Studios Network.
Yes.
Shenanigans.
It's like Pee-wee's Playhouse. Whenever you hear the secret word, you know what to do, kids.
That's right. I'm not going to scream real loud. It's freaking, whatever time it is. I'm not screaming now. So, we have Scorpio Sky and Nick Madrid. And then the main event, of course, is Colt and Adam Pearce. And let me also say, I touched on this yesterday.
Yeah.
I have been the subject of some serious ridicule by a lot of people in the wrestling industry in the last 10 years since I started doing these shows. And over the last year, through my removal from one and association with the other channel, that has seemed to slowly dissipate. And
so you think a lot of that has to do with not just who you are affiliated with, at NoDQ, because for whatever reason, but do you think that a lot of that has to do with the fact that their objective was never the indie scene. It was the highbrow talent that they were flying into the indie scene, and now that you've come over here to Casa D18 Studios, we give back to the indies.
That's part of what I was going to say.
Okay.
It's okay. I have noticed a serious shift in the attitude that is given us when we go to Battleground, massive, wild events. You know, even my old Epic War. You know, Gary was happy to see both of us. I know it was pretty cool. But the NWA has always been, you know, kind of the unsure one, because, you know, for all that you know that the NWA preaches, you know, about, you know, how they are a company of the people. Dave Marquez has always been, you know, very protective, and he has every right to be. But these last 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, I was made a believer that they're like Padme said, that there is good in him and the whole crew, because they took us in Saturday and let us help out. You know, that's the first time in a long time, because we haven't been there, that we've actually been able to do the ring crew and there was not boo said to us. You know, and we sat in before anybody came in the door Saturday night and everything like that. And
we were there for the production.
We were there for the production, yeah.
It's like I was just a ticket winner. Yeah. I'm sitting in on the production meeting.
Yeah. Granted, we didn't hear a word because they were, you know, whatever. We were just kind of like not half paying. I wasn't half paying attention. And then Sunday, I was kind of just hanging around because I was supposed to get there early. I was going to help out Johnny in because the ring crew set up on Saturday didn't go to John's specifications. He was not a happy camper. So I was going to show up. I ended up not showing up. I didn't sleep very well Saturday night, so I showed up at my time I was supposed to time up around, you know, whatever, it was 12:30, 1 o'clock. And I was allowed to hang out for the most part. When they were really getting down to brass tacks, they set me into the line with the other guests and Caesar. Is that his name? Yeah. He grabbed, oh God, guess who was there? Pinky.
I know. I saw her post on Facebook.
Yeah.
Pinky, if you watch this, let us know how you enjoyed the show. Post in the comment, we'll address it.
Yeah. I'm in the liquor store across the street. I hear this, hey, what's up? And I turn around and go, oh, hey! Scared the hell out of me for a second. But it was cool to see Pinky. Not Pinky from Pinky's Playhouse. Pinky, our friend Pinky, our former
roommate of mine.
There you go. You know, I was gonna say former fellow yard tard, but you know, roommate works too.
Yeah.
That's a little bit more respectable, I think.
Yes.
They Caesar grabbed her and her niece. It was her niece's first ever wrestling show.
Yes.
What a show to go to! My goodness.
Right.
You know, better than anything WWE's put on the last freaking how many ever. And Caesar looks over and he sees me gimping on my cane and he goes, "Come on." So I got to get in there and sit early, and I picked my spot.
Good.
I still couldn't pick a spot the other day because for all of the Glendale Studios is leaps and bounds above the Regent Showcase, the Galaxy, and everything for TV production setup. They have bleachers and they have hard-ass chairs. Bleachers have no backs to them, and the chairs are not designed for a guy with a sprained knee.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, a lot of these notes, literally, dude, are me hearing the music before or after the matches and knowing who won and lost for you. Because I could not sit down. I felt like I was on like a hyperactive drug. Because I could not sit down for more than a few minutes without the knee just going ape shit. And I know it's a complaint. I know you guys are sick of hearing me complain about my injuries. But I was also allowed to roam at my leisure. They didn't like dick at me, bitch at me, because we all have in the Solar Studios when I was trying to take Dylan to the bathroom 100 times. Marquez saw me several times. He saw me walk around. He was like, whatever, dude, do what you gotta do. And they were all very, very nice. And I cannot say enough of good things about Dave Marquez and NWA Hollywood. And I will be more than happy, to put my money down for them at a live show and attend the shows and the TV tapings and let the world know that the NWA is back in business, kids, and they are ready to make a serious statement. And if things go well and they get on further TV besides KDOC and they get a worldwide presence again, then goddamn it, you know the reason why, because they're awesome. Yeah. And they're good people, which you don't see in wrestling anymore.
Well, I gotta say, I appreciate the fact that you went and took notes for me. Otherwise, this would have been a really short show this week.
Yes.
So thank you again for that. Thank you for braving the storm, if you will, to get out there to Glendale.
Hey.
And what sounds like a hell of a trek, but you say it's easy, so next time there should be nothing stopping us.
Yeah.
This coming Friday, May 18th, Fountain Valley, California, Los Amigos High School. Address escapes me right now, but just Google map it. Mach 1 Wrestling will be having another show out there. Mile Square Mayhem, Mile Wide Mayhem, something like that is the name of the theme for the show. Make sure everyone comes out, check it out, $10. So next week I'll be back here. All signs point to us being able to go to the show. So next week I will be back reviewing that, and we'll be putting over the shows for next weekend also next week, because next weekend we have a doubleheader, ladies and gentlemen. So it should be knucking futz for the Casa D18 Studios.
And speaking of knucking futz, tomorrow is Ringside Insanity.
That's right.
And
they will be reviewing Corky Romano. You heard me right. Corky Romano.
I bought into this gimmick of movie reviews of everything that's featured a wrestler. But you know what? You won't let me do X-Men because Tyler Mane wasn't a wrestler for more than a cup of coffee. But we get to Corky Romano just because Sable's in it.
Hey, you want to blame somebody? You want to blame somebody for this?
Sure.
Blame your goddamn self, because I didn't even know Sable was in the shit till you told me.
Yeah, well. I still should get to watch X-Men.
So, Corky Romano review tomorrow. I'm the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. Thank you very much, Jeff, for coming on the show. And we will see you later on the Casa D18 Studios Channel.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Gary Hebert, the man, the myth, the legend. I was amazed, and I was looking to become a better skater myself, and I wanted to be like Gary.
When you look at a guy like this, he's one of the most talented people in his profession. He's been given gifts by God.
It can get frustrating at times when you're trying things that, that maybe don't come as quickly to you as other things. And, you never really felt that sense of frustration with Gary. It was always about improvement and positive reinforcement.
Was it really the end? Was that head injury really the end? God has called Gary to continue to be a blessing to others and to be a passionate example.
My name is Gary Hebert, and this is the World Academy of Hockey, otherwise known as the Inside Edge.
I would recommend anybody that have a chance to come to his hockey school. I think it'd be well worth it. It'd be rewarding to all the kids and anyone he coaches, from whether it's an adult, a professional player, to a little kid like a mite or a squirt.
Gary, from day one, has been instrumental to my hockey career. I started out as a potential Division III player, and Gary brought me single-handedly through high school and into a top Division I prospect. I owe it all to Gary, the biggest legend on and off ice there's ever been.
Listen, watch, learn, be confident, and have faith. Those are the answers I was brought to. Yet, I only now am really learning how truly important those 5 things are.
Through preparation, through appropriate thoughtfulness and thinking, we can learn to untie the typical knots between our ears that drive us into underachievement and underperformance. And lo and behold, we can learn, I think, to fulfill our God-given potentials.
Gary has the innate ability to make people not only better players, but better people. The life lessons they learn from Gary are incredible.
I can always remember leaving that rink knowing as a player I got better or I had something to improve on to get better. And I think that's what you excelled on as a coach, is giving us the knowledge to know what we needed to do to get better.
There's coaches who know the game, but can you communicate and create passion in your kids and in your players? And Gary's able to do that.
Gary's got great knowledge and the great hands, but more importantly, his ability to connect with people and care for them. His communication skills, to me, really stand out and separate him, and that's why he's one of the best, in the world.
Gary's a legend. He's a special man.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
What's cracking, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? This is Chicks on Wrestling. I am your hostess, the wonderful, talented, charming, challenging Pinky. And this is...
Jade Huggin.
Oh my god, really? And as you see, we have the wonderful Step Boy on our panel today.
Hello, my internet fans.
Yay! Clap.
Yay.
Thank you. Would you like to kick this one off? We figured we'd interview each other, so what the heck?
And I have to answer these questions.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
you
honestly.
don't, honestly, as honestly as you feel like it.
I'm not hooked up to no lie detector, so yeah.
My lie detector is a broken finger, if you don't answer.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll start you out easy.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, crap. She said
get a base reading. Okay, yeah.
If you actually will answer it.
Go ahead.
Full name.
Oh. Really? Did you actually ask me that?
Yep.
My given and full name is Michael Eugene Caldwell.
Aww.
The Eugene comes from my father and my grandfather. They both had the same name. I got stuck with it.
That's not so bad.
I like it.
That's not so bad. Having a family name is not so
distinguished.
Any other name that begins with the letter E, Edward, Eric, Eddie,
Edward
Earl.
would be sparkling.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, I said that.
Awesome.
Anything but Eugene. Yeah. And Eugene. Next.
I am Eugene. I am special. It's not so bad. Where are you from, my dear? What is your birthplace?
Long Beach, California. Hey, Long Beach, California. I only wear the hat and the shirt.
I thought you were just representing that dude.
Nope, just born and raised Long Beach, California.
Yay.
How did you get the name Stat Boy?
The name Stat Boy came,
Did you do that too?
initially, now, I kind of borrowed it.
Huh?
On ESPN, there's a show called Pardon the Interruption. They take two of their sports analysts, they go back and forth, and they're throwing out stats on every football player, baseball player, whatever. At the end of the show, their stat boy, he comes in at the end of the episode and he corrects if they've made any mistakes of like how many touchdowns a quarterback has thrown, how many points per game, or whatever. I decided to take that name and just go with it because mostly with the wrestling stats on how many days they've had the belt and who fought who where and what for, and I just ran with it. So that's the only other stat boy that I know of.
Awesome.
He's on ESPN.
He's on ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
What college did you attend and graduate from?
I did not graduate, but I did attend Long Beach City College from 1992 to 1999-ish. I started in the radio and TV department, broadcast news, radio production, and at the very end I decided to switch majors and I tried theater. Then work called and I left college.
Aww.
I decided to go into the workforce.
Going to college is fun.
But
if
it wasn't for Long Beach City College, I wouldn't be doing this stuff today.
Cool.
How did you become a part of D18 Studios?
We have to go all the way back to when I met Renegade back in 1996. I'm sorry. 1992 I was in high school, so 1996. 1996, 1997 was at Long Beach City College, and I was in the radio program, and I met Renegade, JJ. We're just hanging out, whatever. We became friends, and then I decided to move out of my mom's house, and I showed up on his door literally with a bag of clothes. I said, you know what? I need a place to stay. Can you please help me? He and Pop took me in. Then I kind of reintroduced them into wrestling, or I introduced them into wrestling or whatever. They started watching it. Then, now we fast forward, we met up with you and Jeff actually, and then we found out who Jeff was, and then we figured, why not let us try it? If he can do it, we can do it. Next thing you know, Casa D18 is born.
Yay. That's stuff. How actually did you get into wrestling, my dear?
As you mean like actually getting into the business and getting into the ring and type stuff, or
well, as far as like watching it, and then
okay,
did anything inspire you to get into the ring? Did you train?
As far as watching it, I have to go all the way back to like the early 1980s in the Saturday morning cartoon biz with Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. That's how I first learned about wrestling, a cartoon show. And thanks to that cartoon show, Hulk Hogan was pounded into my head.
Yeah.
I didn't learn I didn't learn about wrestling till like WrestleMania 1, Cyndi Lauper, and all that stuff. And when I first saw wrestling, I saw basically two guys in their tights and their trunks, and I thought that they were fighting in their underwear. But I was only 4 or 5 years old. I didn't know what wrestling was. Then one day I'm at my Aunt Barbara's house, and she told me the story of between Andre and Hogan. This is where Andre turned heel, and he ripped off Hogan's cross.
I remember that.
And since my family is big Greek Orthodox Christians, you don't mess with a man's cross. So that's what slowly got me into wrestling and all that. It's like, well, that big guy shouldn't have done that, Auntie Barbara. He should go to church and say he's sorry. I'm talking about Andre. I didn't then really start watching wrestling till the Gravest Challenge, Hogan and Taker, in about 1991, 1992, 1993. Somewhere in there. That's when I really got into it. I'm watching Wrestling Challenge. I'm watching Superstars. I'm reading WWF Magazine every week. Pay-per-views, well, it was the big four, and then it just grew and grew and grew.
Awesome.
If you didn't have wrestling in your life, what do you think you would be doing? Sorry.
It would be baseball. It would be baseball statistics, no matter what. I'd be following baseball a lot more religiously than I do now. Without a doubt.
Cool.
I should be wearing my Angels hat right now, but
But you're not.
but I'm not. I'm wearing my Long Beach hat. It would be baseball.
Okay. Outside of wrestling, what is your favorite food? And the next plate of food does not count.
Anything Italian, pasta, pizza, garlic bread. I love pastas and pizzas the best.
Awesome. Favorite pizza per se?
It has to be from Domino's, the ultimate deep dish, pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms, and black olives, light on the sauce, heavy on the cheese, garlic crust.
Cool. Big. I'm just not a big garlic baby, but yay.
And
Going back to wrestling.
What? I feel like doing something fun.
We can go back
you
and
moved
forth.
in, or moved out of it. I'm moving back into it.
She's moving. Go ahead. What is it?
What is your favorite wrestling move?
The figure four leg lock.
Woo!
Has to be. That was the first submission I ever learned. I learned how to do it. I love it. It'll snap your knee off in 1 minute flat if you let it go. Figure four leg lock without a doubt.
Cool. Go ahead.
I'll
think of it. I'll think of the next one how I want to say it. Go ahead.
What is your favorite wrestling indie or wrestler? Sorry, wrestler, indie, and WWE, WWF.
WWE, without a doubt, everyone knows Shawn Michaels. That's a given. That's it. As far as indie wrestlers, who's my favorite indie wrestler? That's easy. That's Mikey O'Shea, without a doubt. He's my new big brother, Mikey O'Shea. Uncle Mikey O'Shea. Man. He's cool outside the ring. He's crazy inside the ring, and you know, he's my big brother. I don't say hey Mikey. I go what's up big brother. Mikey O'Shea is my favorite indie wrestler.
A little on the downside of wrestling. What do you detest about professional wrestling in general?
That's a good question.
That's a good one. Vince McMahon thinks we're stupid. I mean, the whole stuff, you know, we know the matches are scripted and all that, but it's like when he throws out storylines that are just dumb and we're supposed to believe them. Am I supposed to believe R-Truth has an imaginary friend named Little Jimmy? No. Am I supposed to believe that CM Punk is the best in the world? No. But when he pounds that stuff into you, it's like, oh, he's counting his money, counting his money, counting his money.
Okay. He hates the corporate part
what
of it.
What do you do for fun outside of wrestling?
Oh, you jerk.
Did I get one of yours?
Yeah, you stole my question.
Sorry.
Bitch. You stole my question, you bitch.
I'm the video game geek. I'm 35 and I still play video games. I'm not going to deny that.
I do too.
I do too.
And yes, I have the Wii. I'm not going to promote the Wii U just yet. I've tried it a couple times, but I'm not. I'm old school. I like the old school games. I mean the games wherever. No, not even that.
Nintendo?
No.
No?
Atari?
Stand-up arcade games. I mean, you go to the arcade and you buy $5 worth of quarters when video games did cost a quarter to play.
Okay.
Pac-Man, Pole Position, Q*bert, Frogger, Mario, the original Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong, Asteroids, a pinball machine, that kind of stuff. That's how old school I am.
Nice.
Take your Call of Duty and throw that out the window and play Narc. I know you remember Narc, okay?
What's Narc?
Oh my God! I'll show it to you later. I will show you. I have a copy of Narc.
You do?
I do.
And it has nothing to do about snitching, does it?
I kill drug dealers.
Because snitches are bitches who get snitches and lies and ditches.
Exactly. What's next?
What's next?
This is fun, actually. I like this.
Do you have? I'm going outside of wrestling because I have to do the fun stuff. Favorite sports teams? basketball, baseball, football, and hockey.
Baseball is the Angels.
Woo!
Since 2002.
Woo!
Football is a mix. I'm not gonna lie. I bandwagon hop. Green Bay Packers, New Orleans Saints, and New England Patriots are my top 3. And anybody who's playing Detroit.
Yay! What about my Bears?
If they're playing Detroit, I'll root for the Bears.
Good, true. I can live with that.
Hockey is obviously the Ducks. But I did jump on the Kings bandwagon in 2011, 2012. I did jump on the Kings. I'm glad that they won.
I went there for that.
Basketball, I was a team fan of the Lakers, but before Kobe got involved. I would say the Magic and Kareem era.
Okay, so the Showtime era.
The Showtime era, and then when Shaq played for LA and Rodman and a little bit of Kobe. Now it's like, okay, the Lakers are playing, big deal.
Okay, so did you like Shaq before he started breaking backboards, and UNLV, or after he started breaking backboards?
After.
Okay. Because he was just breaking backboards in Orlando, just nothing. I'm like,
Shaq
okay, regular game, and here comes Shaq down the court. He goes to dunk. Aww.
It does amaze me though when a backboard does shatter. It's like, damn, you gotta seriously put some power on that thing to smash that thing.
Man, Shaq can just look at it and it crumbles. What are you talking about, power?
What's the matter with you, Shaq? What you got?
What is your favorite holiday?
Growing up young, it was Christmas. So I would say Christmas and probably any holiday where you gather for a meal. So that'd be Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter.
Oh, cool.
I like sitting at the table and eating.
I can't tell, homie.
I'm hungry.
We can't tell.
Feed me more. I'm hungry.
We feed him. He eats like a bird. It's not our fault. We feed him.
I eat one day out of the week.
One meal a day.
One meal a day, yeah. One day out of the week, yeah.
Oh my God, you're totally starving. What are your favorite subjects to rant about? And I think that's my top 10. So I'm done.
Obviously, wrestling has the priority. Basically, I rant about whatever I read about in the papers, I see on TMZ.com, whatever's on eOnline, or all those gossip pages. I mean, for example, Kate Middleton's going to have a baby. I'll rant about that.
We know that.
She's beautiful, too. I'm very jealous of the royal family, especially William and Kate, because William is one of the most handsome men in America or in Europe or wherever, and he's got a beautiful wife, and now he's going to have a kid. Well, there goes the royal family right through the roof, folks.
Grr.
Anything I read, I rant about.
He definitely got his mommy's looks.
Yes, he did. He's more.
Thank God.
William is more. Because you don't want those printed ears going out the. Yeah, you don't want the Charles Dumbo ears out to here. I mean, Harry got those. Harry's a geek. I'm sorry. Harry is a. He is.
Y'all, we didn't say that. He did.
Oh, yeah.
The views of Stab Boy are not necessarily those of Casa D18 Studios.
Mini rant
of the mouth.
Mini rant on Prince Harry. At least he, showing up naked in a Las Vegas hotel room. That's real good. That does not say scandal.
Who in the world would take a naked picture of the man and put it on TMZ? That'd probably be me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I ain't right. Okay. Please continue, because I think I'm... No,
unless something pops in your head, you go by more than me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's go.
So.
What's your favorite holiday song?
That would be... Sleigh Ride.
Okay.
Just hear those sleigh bells ringing. That one's my favorite.
Sleigh Ride?
Yeah.
I thought you meant Slow Ride.
Slow Ride.
Wow.
From Fogarty.
If you could draft any WWE wrestler to TNA, who would it be and why?
Who do I want to see in TNA?
No, the Divas do not count.
Oh yeah, the Divas.
Yes,
the
they
Divas.
do.
The Divas and the knockouts in TNA.
The knockouts are better than the Divas.
Okay.
The Divas don't count. So
But it's WWE. No. going to TNA.
No. Divas don't count because the Divas.
So the Divas. If there's a Diva you don't want on WWE.
The Divas suck.
I would say put Punk back in TNA. If you think the pipe bombs in WWE were bad, they will get a lot worse in TNA. And Hogan, that'll get rid of Hogan in TNA because Punk will take over.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Is that why you think he should go over there? To get rid of Hogan?
That'll be a good story, but I don't really... Hogan needs to just relax in his Florida home and let it go.
He needs to just go and
Hogan
retire.
needs to rest. Hogan needs to let go of the limelight. Because
He can't rest with his 20-year-old girlfriend.
Bedroom match. Hogan and wrestlers, here's the thing, wrestlers just can't let it go. Even Shawn Michaels has not let it fully go yet. Yeah, he's on his ranch, and Stone Cold's doing his Redneck Island thing, but yeah. They just don't let it go. What else?
One more question.
Oh, one more question?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
One more question. What do you enjoy most about taking notes, doing stats, stuff like that? Think you'd be more knowledgeable than Damien Sandow?
Oh, I will never be smarter than Damien Sandow. I will.
You can.
No. What do I like about? I've always been the numbers geek. I like the numbers geek. I like the math and stuff. Math was always my best subject in school. So it's like to do all that number crunching, and it's just like it amazes me. It's like you figure out a formula, like in football.
Mm-hmm.
You can figure out how many yards per game, how many yards total, how many yards they need, and all that, how many home runs they can hit, and all that stuff. So yeah, that stuff like that interests. It's the geeky scientific part of me.
Okay, speaking of geeky scientific part of you,
Mm-hmm.
Anybody should know this, and you can't cheat. What is the record held at any WrestleMania?
WrestleMania 3, 93,173.
Thank you. I feel better now. I'm done. Go ahead. He just made me look stupid. I thought it was 178. It was 178.
What is your favorite, or what is it about wrestling you love?
The stories.
Wait a minute.
So then why not just watch a freaking soap opera?
I hate you. I have watched the soap opera. You had to bring that out of me, didn't you?
I'm standing over here. I know nothing.
I'm sure you didn't even try to set that up.
Yeah, well, you did. You pitched it. I knocked it out of the park. Yes, at one point I watched Days of Our Lives in the early 1990s.
Awesome. Days is
early 90s.
Now his mom and me do it.
Okay, I think I'm done at my end. You have at least one or two more questions?
You got anything
Oh my gosh, I have
how much?
so
My
much.
gosh, you got a whole page.
I done told you.
Let's see what else we got here.
You pick.
What wrestler would you like to meet that you have not met yet? That's Shawn Michaels. How long have you been watching wrestling? Since about 1988. Do you like indie or pro? I like indie better. In one word, how would you describe the Divas division? Slutty.
Nice.
This is rapid fire stuff here. What is your wrestling book? The WWE Encyclopedia. What is your pay-per-view? Royal Rumble. Coke or Pepsi? Pepsi. Who is your favorite princess? You went Disney on me?
Yes, I went
Belle. What is your favorite color? Red. What is your favorite childhood Christmas memory? Going to my Aunt Mary's house and opening presents. Do you like to go out or stay home? Stay home. How many brothers or sisters do you have? I do have a younger half-brother. His name is Alex. Would you ever go back to wrestling school? Ooh. Okay, we'll end it after this one. Quickly about wrestling school, I did try to go to Santino's for 1 month, and let me tell you something, wrestling school is the school of hard knocks. They put you through hell, even to be a wrestler. Would I go back? Probably not. I'm more happy at Battleground putting the ring together. That's what I would rather do more than anything. As far as taking bumps, not going to happen.
Sorry.
Awesome.
There you go. Rapid fire questions with me. Thank you, chicks. Thank you very much. I enjoyed this thoroughly. Fans, now you know even more about Stat Boy than you ever thought you wanted to know.
And and thank you, Stat Boy, for being on our panel.
Definitely.
Anytime.
And we will check you later on the next episode of Chicks on Wrestling.
Bye.
Stat Boy out.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
Again, ha ha ha. But don't worry, I'm not going to blow up anything. I promise you that, because I'm incapable of doing those heinous things that all those crazy people in prison do. Yeah. I guarantee you that. I'm a good-hearted stat boy. Enough of the fun talk. And now for the big reveal. Woo! It's gone! Oh, and it feels so much better. I said I was going to do it, and I finally did it. I finally shaved my head. I said I was... No, I am not shaving the mustache, Meacham. If I shave the mustache, you're shaving the beard. There you go. There's the compromise. So see, he ain't shaving his beard, not even until after the playoffs. You can talk, Meach. Say something. The fans want to hear you. Anywho, yes, I decided to shave my head. It's almost summertime, and I figured, why not? Anywho, what to talk about? Wrestling, that's a good idea, I would think. With what happened on Raw. But unfortunately, I can't do the John Laurinaitis voice, because then I'm going to have a little 5'5" thing, some of the Bob, who thinks she's God, going to come over and stare me down and make me apologize. Where are you, Eve? Huh? What are you going to do, come through the screen and make me apologize? No! I am not apologizing to no John Laurinaitis. Thank you. Well said. Actually, no, I'll give him that one. That was well said. I mean, come on, really, guys? I mean, you know, John Laurinaitis' voice was made to be was made to be made fun of. I've proven it on countless episodes. And this whole Eve trying to be Stacy Keibler or Miss Hancock with the little, at least Miss Hancock, her glasses were sexier. Those little bitty things, And you know, you are no Stacy, all right? So either get some shorter skirts and lower cut tops, and do the whole hair thing, you know, like, you know, you have the hair tied up in a bun, you know, and the next thing you know, you whip it around and all. Do that. I mean, Eve is losing sexy points, big time. I'm sorry. I used to like her, but now it's like, give me Rosa Mendez and the Bella Twins back. Don't give me Eve. And I think also, with Eve, you know, staring down the Big Show, that kind of reminds me of something Paul White said. Not the Big Show, but Paul White. He was in his house and, you know, having his dinner, and he is married to Bess. Her name is Bess. And he said that, you know, when he's on the road, he's the Big Show. When he's home, he's Paul. And at his home, Bess has got him on a chain or something like that. Or like she runs the tight ship, you know, which is okay. I'm cool with that. So is Eve trying to be like Bess storyline-wise? You know, is she thinking that just because she stares down the Big Show, that the Big Show's going to turn into a crumpling, withering, sniveling guy? You know? I don't know. So, you know, this storyline better be over by the time the pay-per-view is done. Because, you know, like I say, we got Punk versus Daniel Bryan, which is going to be a good match because that goes all the way back to the Indy days. We still have Cena versus Laurinaitis. What else has been exactly? You know, so far 2 matches, and the pay-per-view's in 13 days. What am I missing that's so important?
Sheamus Alberto.
Big deal.
The World Championship match is a big deal.
Big deal. Go Sheamus. Go Alberto. I really don't care. You know? Okay, 3 matches. What else am I missing? What else has been signed? Is there a tag team match with Kofi and R-Truth? No. Do Primo and Epico get their rematch? Probably not. Do Kane and Orton go? Is it Kane and Orton 3? In Hell in a Cell? That would make it over the limit, wouldn't it? Probably not. What? So you see, I'm probably going to be glad I'm working. Oh no, wait, I won't be working in 13 days because I'll have that Sunday off. Darn. Well, I'm not going to be wasting my time with the pay-per-view. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Jeff Meacham. Layla versus Beth Phoenix. Go Beth, go. Let me scroll down a little bit. Oh, there is a tag team match. Okay, Dolph and Jack get a tag team title match. Go Dolph and Jack. Like I said, there's only one good match, and it's going to be Punk and Daniel. So, you know, one good match does not count for $40. I'd rather go to an indie show for a month for $40 and watch 15 good matches. Just saying. I'd rather spend $40 on baseball. Unless Albert Pujols is playing, because let's face it, guys, he hit his first home run. Josh Hamilton hit 4 home runs in 1 game. So, Albert Pujols, take a lesson from Josh Hamilton and learn how to swing the bat properly. No, steroids are not involved. It's not always about steroids. No. I've said it before to you. You can hit a home. I can hit a home run if I really try.
You can hit 4 in 1 game without being on some kind of juice.
So I don't think Josh Hamilton.
Hello? Yeah, Mark McGuire. Yeah,
no,
okay.
Now he hit 71 in a season. He did. So what if he? It doesn't matter if you hit 71 in a season or whatever. As long as you can hit a home run, you can hit a home run. If you can hit a home run from here halfway across the state, then yes, you're on steroids.
Nobody can do that.
I mean, really.
Even Jose Canseco, and he was... Oh, never mind.
Yeah, let's not bring up Jose Canseco. See, here's the thing, okay? I mean, I will admit on camera that when Barry Bonds did his record-breaking thing, I defended him. Before the whole steroid thing came out, it's like, maybe he's just good at what he does. Okay? You find the right pitch, you swing at it, you hit as hard as you can, the ball goes flying. Like I say, if I practice hard enough, if I really try, I can hit a home run. But like I say, there's a whole mechanics to the whole darn thing. But like, he's batting under 190 now. Scioscia figures, oh, I'm going to give him a day off. He got his day off, and lo and behold, he hits a home run. So what's he going to do? Take a day off, hit a home run. Take a day off, hit a home run. Take a day off, and you're still going to pay him $25 million? Actually, no. I even looked up his contract. Since it's a 10-year contract, he only gets paid $12 million for 2012. Then it goes up to 16, then 20, 25, and all that. It keeps going up every year. And there's a no-trade clause, meaning he is stuck with the Angels for 10 years. Why are you laughing at me?
Because you don't want him here.
Not if he's batting the way he is now, I don't.
It's like, he's not stuck with the Angels. The Angels are stuck with him.
I'm waiting for some fan at Angel Stadium to hold up a sign that says Albert Who. There are 5 other players better than him. There's a whole bunch.
Albert Pujols.
Yeah, Albert Pujols. There you go.
Make the sign, kids.
Howie Kendrick is doing much better.
Oh.
Torrey Hunter is doing much better. Heck, Bobby Abreu, who got traded, or not traded, who got released, still has a better average with the Angels. Now he's with the Dodgers, but when he was with the Angels, he still got a better average than Pujols. And he's not even on the Angels anymore. I love baseball, but unless he starts playing good, I'm not going to like him. And I can do that. That boy approved. Oh, what else? What else? There's an update on Triple H with his arm. He's got that whole mechanical thing going on. And I was looking up stuff. I wanted to look up pictures from the Mayweather and Cotto fight. Unfortunately, all the pictures I saw were of Justin Bieber holding the belts. I couldn't find any picture of Triple H.
That's how you know you're a badass. Sorry for saying that in front of the boys.
Go ahead.
That's how you know you're a badass in the boxing industry. You're coming out to a fight with Justin Bieber, 50 Cent, and Triple H.
Just saying.
One of these things is not like the other. One of these things doesn't belong.
Mayweather did win, but he won by decision. And I think that cheapens the fight. If Mayweather's such a bad, insert word here because of the boy, he should have won by knockout. I'm just saying. You can knock out the Big Show, but you can't knock out Miguel Cotto? And you know what, Mayweather? You are afraid of Manny Pacquiao. Why don't you fight him? You're afraid of him. If you're pound for pound the greatest fighter in the world, which honestly I don't think you are. You're cool. You're okay, but you're not the best fighter in the world. Okay? But it's like, fight Pacquiao. The fans want to see it. Do you know how much money people are going to shell out for that fight? I would. I would shell out $55 for it.
Oh no.
Okay, fine. I'll go to the bar and drink beer. But I mean, come on, man.
More drunk Mikey. More drunk Mikey.
1 beer, 2 beer, 3 beers, 4. And then I hit the floor. I mean, come on, Mayweather. I mean, in fact, isn't he supposed to be going to jail or something? For like beating up his wife or something like that? So it's like, now you're really afraid of him because you're going to jail. Come on, man. Here's my thing. You know, okay, I can give or take boxing. I like MMA. Okay? And you know the tagline, one of the taglines in UFC is, you know, never let the fight go to the judges. You want a clear win. That's what I want. In boxing, I want to see 2 guys beat the living heck out of each other until one guy hits the ground. Not this, oh, we go 12 rounds, you know, this guy over here who's got his face looking like hamburger meat, His eye is swollen shut. There's a lump the size of a golf ball. The other guy's got a busted nose here to Tuesday. They both look beat up, but one guy still wins? You win a fight when your guy is kissing the canvas in the fetal position, praying that he gets up. Or you swallow your pride and you tap out, or you pass out. Either way, that's how you win a fight, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, you can pound the guy till he's red, blue, purple, pink, and brown in the face, but that doesn't mean you win a fight. You know? I'm sorry. I mean, and it's also the same in regular season hockey games and soccer matches. I mean, don't get me wrong, shootouts are cool, because it's one-on-one, it's player and goalie. But I think every overtime game should be like the playoffs. You play till somebody scores. Not that, yeah, like I say, shootouts are cool. Here comes the guy, he's barreling down at you. You got a 95-mile-an-hour puck blowing right past your head. Scary, but cool. Especially if you catch it in your glove. It's like, same thing with World Cup soccer. I mean, these teams, like the Brazilians, the Germans, the Mexicans, they all play soccer before they can even walk. They're 9 months old. They're 9-month-old babies on the ground with soccer balls. They push it with their heads, and then they learn to stand up and they kick the ball. But to win by penalty kicks? I mean, you're standing there and you're soccer ball, hockey puck. Two different things, but they're both flying right at you. You play till somebody wins, until somebody drops. Like that one. Not until they drop dead, like that one soccer player did. True story. It was an African player, and he died on the soccer field. He was dead for like 45 minutes. And they're working on him, and they're pounding on his chest, and and the doctors even declared him dead. They carted him off the field, and by some miracle, he woke up. That's a miracle, folks. That's a miracle. What else is there to rant about? Let's see. The usual stuff, send me your comments, send me your tweets, and all that good stuff. You know the drill by now on that. I'm stumped. I think I got nothing more. So, I'm going to have some mini muffins. No, I'm just kidding. Anybody else want anything? Because I got nothing. I'm done. I think I'm done. Anybody? Somebody? Yes? Come on, Meach. What about it?
What? You talk about it, or?
No.
Okay. All right.
Not going to do it.
Now your fans are going to wonder what you're talking about.
Exactly. That's okay. They'll ask me on Monday. I still won't talk about it.
Alright then. I guess we're done, folks. This has been episode 45. Like I say, I'm still working on my epic show that I have to do. It's so frustrating because I want to make sure I get the stats right. That's what's taking so long. I want to do it. I find one thing and then I look up something else and it's a totally different thing and I don't know which one is right. So it's just frustrating. But it is coming. I promise you all that. Like I say, give me those comments, guys. We're done. Statboy out.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
You ever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the Stat Boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your barkeeps here keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dory Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Casa D18 Studios presents Stat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show. The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
This is James Morgan, NWA and Mach 1 Wrestling Superstar.
This is Chris Masters, the Masterpiece.
This is Downtown Bruno. This is Eric Watts from WWE Tough Enough.
Mikey Nova.
Hey, what's up? This your boy, Sean Black.
This is Jess Bella from Santino Brothers.
Gorgeous Joey Chaos.
Yo, monkeys, it's me, DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, and you are watching Dads on Wrestling.
The Dads on Wrestling.
Dads on Wrestling.
Dads on Wrestling.
On YouTube.
Week on YouTube.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
On YouTube. Now stay tuned or you will feel the bang!
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Dads on Wrestling number 45.
2 in a week.
I know, 2 in like 2 days. This has got to be like a record for
It has to be, and it won't ever happen again.
until the next pay-per-view.
Damn it.
Anyways, I'm the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams.
I guess we're trying to sell the No Gimmicks Needed nickname on me, but I don't want to dishonor Chris Candido like that. That's wrong. So, no nicknames necessary.
I was going to say, you know, I got a tweet from his widow.
I know you did.
Anyways,
That's she's cool people.
We are here today to talk about the Vengeance pay-per-view.
Is that why we're here, really?
Yes, it is.
Can we bitch about TNA some more? That was
now, Statboy has already given his predictions.
Yes.
And apparently he seems to think that he's like the heavyweight champion of this house.
Yeah, I saw the belts. So that was interesting.
Statboy, you are the cruiserweight champion in this establishment.
Did you not see the belts we had? We are the Internet Tag Team Champions. We are going to be the Broskies of the week. You know it.
You trying to steal our thunder, trying to become Zack Ryder's broski. No, this isn't an in-house storyline. It's just a little ribbon at our buddy.
Yeah, trust me. I've done the storylines.
Yeah.
That was wrong.
Storylines are lame.
That's right.
So anyways, first match on the card is Christian versus Sheamus.
So what's the next match on the card after that?
You know, I used to be a big peep, but I've just gotten really tired with the way they've saturated him. They've watered him down. They've made him a joke and a baby. And granted, when he was the European champion doing the crybaby thing, it was kind of funny.
It was funny, yeah.
But for him to go back to that after all he's accomplished since then, I just think it's a huge disgrace to him.
And to
I'm going to go with Sheamus.
I said this on during SmackDown, whatever day this is going on, probably Saturday, so yesterday. I was doing this during SmackDown, I was tweeting about this. They had a tag match, Christian and Dolph against Zack and Sheamus. And the person I cared about the least is a former 2-time NWA champion, a former 2-time ECW champion, a former 2-time WWE World Heavyweight champion. I could give fuck all what happened to him in that match. And what happened? He ran away like a little bitch.
Not to mention Intercontinental,
Tag,
European, Tag, Light Heavyweight.
Hardcore.
Yeah. Let's not forget all those accomplishments, too.
Well, I was just going for the world titles, because those actually...
The guy that carried Edge's trophy when Edge won the King of the Ring is that guy, too.
Yeah, that's right. He was Edge's trophy bitch.
But...
led to what was going to be a great storyline where they broke up, and then it just made another Alliance versus WWE feud. It was bad.
Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes.
I'm picking Sheamus, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes.
This is another one that is meaningless only because, A, the title's on the line, and it's more meaningless if Randy wins.
I completely agree. You know, they made a big deal at the last pay-per-view about Cody Rhodes resurrecting the IC title and then immediately defending it when he wasn't prepared and retaining it.
Whoop Jomo's ass. That was
and
awesome.
Ever since then, I don't think he's defended it.
Nope.
And now he's in this feud with Randy, and, you know, like you said, it's not even for the belt.
Nope.
I totally think this match should be for the IC title, and I totally think Cody should go over,
I do.
Whether it's for the belt or not.
I agree.
I don't think Randy has anything really to gain. As big of a Randy fan as I am, I don't think Randy has anything to gain by beating Cody Rhodes.
No, because at the end of the day, Cody got his biggest rub before now by being Randy's bitch.
Yeah.
So if Randy beats him, I beat my bitch.
And if Randy wins, all it really does is discredit the Intercontinental Championship.
Exactly. And that's the last thing you need to do right now.
Seriously, right now the IC and US titles mean more than the world titles.
They sure do, especially with guys like Cody and Dolph holding them, which we'll get to the US title.
Yeah. Next match I have
Cody,
here.
by the way.
Cody, okay, and I'm also going for Cody.
Okay.
Next match that we have here is tag team match, The Awesome Truth versus CM Punk and Triple H.
Oh, okay, so we're going down a different path. Okay. I was bringing this up with everybody earlier. They've built this Punk Triple H thing up so much that if they lose, credibility is lost. Because Punk, and I get that Awesome Truth is the established team. They've been around for a minute, for more than a cup of coffee. They've been doing very well. But Punk and Triple H are much like, I dare say, like Dusty and Nikita.
Okay.
They're the superpowers.
Okay.
They are the guys who came together over a common enemy, whoever's the conspirators, Johnny Laurinaitis, and decided, you know what, we are better together than we are apart.
Yeah.
And if Truth and Miz beat them Sunday, then it does make Truth and Miz's tag team, no question about that. But then what does Triple H have to gain as COO? Because he still is a COO. He still is running day-to-day, storyline-wise. Even though he really is, too. It's a hauler. Whatever. And where does Punk go from there? Punk has been built up this entire summer. June 27th until now, he has been the guy. Not Cena, not Alberto, not anybody. Punk has been the guy since June. If he loses a highly motivated tag team match like there is Sunday, then he's fucked.
See, normally I would agree with you on this one. I think the Awesome Truth is going to get it, and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
I think Triple H and Punk, specifically Triple H and whoever the conspiracy is, I think they've been sticking it to Miz and R-Truth for a while now.
True.
And I think that Miz and R-Truth need to gain a one-up on Trips and Punk so that when they roll into Survivor Series and we've got Punk, Trips, Rock, Cena, and whoever else, versus what is more than likely going to be the anti-establishment WWE team of Nash, Miz, Truth, possibly even Laurinaitis coming out of retirement to wrestle. Who knows? There's even more on the line for the WWE establishment. I'm thinking long term here, and I think the Awesome Truth is going to get the one up, probably with shenanigans.
Oh, definitely shenanigans.
Whether it's Laurinaitis, or it's Kevin Nash,
or it's whoever,
or whoever it is. But I think it's going to be the Awesome Truth.
Because remember, you know, you bring that up, and it kind of joggles the hamster a little bit, get going a little faster in the head here. One of the few times before Nash got fired and Nash attacked Punk, who beat him up first? Miz and Truth. And then Miz and Truth kind of just like backed off, and here you go, here he is on a platter, Big Kev. So, hearing that, the wisdom of the Renegade has swayed me. I will go with the Awesome Truth as well. And I pray to God at Survivor Series, if Laurinaitis does my retirement, we find a way to sneak into Madison Square Garden so I can punch him out in the face.
Another thing that's making me think about Laurinaitis actually lacing the boots up one more time is that I've been hearing strong rumors that Austin may end up being the fifth man on Team WWE.
Triple H's too.
And we've all established who invented the Stone Cold Stunner?
The Ace Crusher himself. That's true.
Right there is all the motive needed. Aside from Laurinaitis versus Triple H, you've got the inventor of the stunner versus the one who made it famous.
Yeah. And, you know, another guy that's been thrown around the name-wise that could be part of that is the guy that's making his return on that 3-hour Raw. We found out, courtesy of the Devil site, Mick Foley is coming back on a 3-hour Raw. It hasn't been advertised for WWE, but it's advertised in the local market. Which local market advertises, generally it happens. And they want to make sure that people sell out. So if Foley's going to be involved in any part of this story, I'd love to see Foley break Ace's arm like he did in the 90s.
There you go.
Just to piss off Mrs. Baba.
Divas Championship match. Beth Phoenix defending against Eve. I think, hands down, everyone knows that I'm going with Beth Phoenix. As much as I do like Eve, I think in comparison to all the other Barbie dolls, she's the most anti-Barbie doll of the Barbie dolls. But I think Beth just got the belt, and I think she still has a lot of proving to do to the other divas before she drops it. She probably will drop it to Eve, just not.
When did Kong announce her pregnancy?
Shortly after Mania. It was like April.
Okay. 4 + 9 is 13, which is February. It's now October. My head says, let Beth run over everybody like Kong was supposed to do. And then when Beth thinks all is secure and right in her world, here comes Big Bad Kong to take her down.
That's very possible. That is very possible because before they fucked up with her, I swear I thought that Kong was going to be brought in by Gail Kim to help Gail get the belt back.
Wouldn't that have been awesome?
But they done fucked that up by not using Gail.
Making her
finally
quit.
Released her.
That's a great part. She showed up in October on Impact because her contract expired in September. She didn't have to wait the 90 days.
I know she didn't.
She wasn't released. Her contract just straight up expired. She was like, fuck you, I'm gone.
Yep.
She was gone before that. She was on TV. She's like, I'm not showing up to work. You can kiss my big fat Asian ass. Oh, not fat ass. She's got a nice ass. She got a nice ass, yeah.
It's a tight ass.
And she almost had a order malfunction like Beth did. 2 days straight of almost order malfunctions.
There you go.
Good stuff. Good times.
Good day, Tater.
And the camera woman is texting.
So officially you're going Beth?
Officially I'm going Beth. And I will continue to go Beth until Kong returns.
It seems like we're agreeing on every match so far. This is sad. I thought the one match we were going to disagree on, I ended up swaying you over to my side.
You know what? And that's fine, because you know what? We don't agree a lot on football. We got to agree on something.
This is true. Yeah. Tag team titles, Air Boom versus the All-American Perfection.
Yeah, Burger. Yeah. I will let you take this one.
God damn it, Jack in the Box.
Seriously, it's all their fault.
Even I liked that burger.
They took it away, and now they got that freaking big ass. It's a Western bacon cheeseburger from Burger King or Carl's Jr. Excuse me. They had raped.
I love what you said when we went in there the last time. You were like, "So what is this new burger?" And they described it. You were like, "So what's the Western bacon cheeseburger?" The guy behind the counter was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Don't worry about it. I don't like it from the other place either."
That was
fucking priceless.
See, this is why we need to have this thing on us 24 hours a day, because shit like that goes down and we don't have it on film. We can tell the story, it's great and everything, but right there, live reaction is just so much better. But yeah, I'm going to let you decide, because I basically was going to steal your idea if I tape by myself, because your theory that you stole from somebody else is
and I'm going to give credit on Twitter. The guy's name is Aztec_AKY.
Oh, it was him. Okay, yes, that guy is a great viewer.
He is the one that was basically like, I think Dolph is going to be a double champion for a few minutes, and and then end up losing the U.S. title. And I completely co-signed to that theory. I think that the All-American Perfection with Vicky Guerrero is going to become tag team champions, and then Dolph is going to lose the U.S. title. The only thing I don't know about is the order of the matches. I don't know if he'll actually be a double champion, or if he'll fight Zack first, lose, and then be so pissed off that he lost, he's just going to go out there and fucking annihilate Air Boom.
The thing they need to do with the arrangement of the matches, whatever they do, they cannot have Dolph's matches back-to-back.
No.
Especially if the tag title matches first. Because then Dolph is tired, Dolph is worn down, Dolph is vulnerable.
And completely discredits Zack as a viable champion.
Exactly. They've already discredited Zack enough as far as the announcers and everything, saying he's the internet champion, blah, 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 and he's nothing really. If he beats a beatdown U.S. champion, it ain't worth shit.
Exactly.
But I do say
But
Zack's
how many Money in the Bank people have cashed in their briefcases after the champion's been beat down?
But that's the idea of Money in the Bank.
True. I'm just saying there have been champions higher than a U.S. champion that have taken advantage of that situation.
I agree.
So who's to say that we won't have, the tag titles? We won't have All-American Perfection win. Teddy Long come out. It's the Mac Militant. Let me holler at you, player. Your U.S. title match starts right now. Ring the bell.
And that's another thing that bugs the living shit out of me. Where does the U.S. title live? On Raw. Who booked the U.S. title match? The SmackDown GM. Bullshit.
I think they only did that because the fact that Zack is the assistant to the SmackDown GM.
Which is stupid also.
We get a chance to see Zack on 2 shows now. You can't exactly call that stupid. But I think that's the whole reason the announcement came on SmackDown, is because he's Teddy's assistant. He's been a good little errand bitch for Teddy, and Teddy rewarded him.
True. Okay.
On the tag titles, I'm calling the All-American Perfection, which is my name. WWE has not given that to them officially. That is a Renegade original.
And if they steal it, we know who to go to. We have people we know.
That's right.
We have contacts.
We got Johnny Laurinaitis.
That's right. Johnny Laurinaitis lives here sometimes. You don't notice, but I notice.
Y'all heard him.
He was on our show last time. And Mikey's little impression of him didn't do justice.
No.
Damn stat boy.
Who are you thinking?
I'm thinking like
for the tag titles.
I'm thinking like Aztec said. All-American Perfection is going to win the tag titles, and then Zack's going to win the U.S. title, whatever way it goes.
And I also think Zack's going to win the U.S. title. Fuck, we're still agreeing.
I know.
We got the 2 big title matches. We better fucking disagree here somewhere.
We'll see.
Mark Henry versus The Big Show.
They cannot.
You guys like my Big Show T-shirt, by the way?
Yes, the whole orphanage shirt, courtesy of
Knucklehead,
which is now available on DVD, by the way, at Amazon.com, WWE.com.
Walmart and all your other fine retailers.
That's right. Walmart's only like $5 now already, I think.
That's how good the movie it was.
You know what? I actually like Knucklehead.
So did I.
It's one of the better ones they've put out. Except for honestly, I was able to talk to a friend of mine and talk about the WWE releases, and I told him that I liked Marine, I liked Legendary, and the premise of the new one that Cena's going to be in sounds like it's going to be really good. But I haven't seen 12 rounds. I've yet to see the Marine 2.
If you've seen the Marine, you've seen 12 rounds.
Yeah, I heard it was the same way.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fail. Maybe that's why my friend laughed it off, too. He probably felt the same way.
I think Legendary has been John Cena's best movie so far, but I do think that Knucklehead, out of the movies I've seen, is the best WWE film so far.
Yeah, we finally saw Chaperone the whole way through, and I was like, I really waited all this time to see this little bit. I was like, really? It was okay, but sorry, Jade. I know. I'm sorry. I know that's your boy. I know you're in a pout about it, but Chaperone, I hope. What's this other one called that he's in?
Yeah.
The one with the ginger cop from Friends.
I don't know. I don't
Chaperone
want to see it.
Chaperone 2. Whatever it was, I think it's the same story. He's been in jail or whatever, but
yeah.
But the fact is, this one's more of a action-driven one. Chaperone was more family comedy type stuff. I think the other one looks really good.
Mark Henry versus The Big Show.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were. That's right.
I think Mark Henry hasn't had the belt long enough to drop it yet.
Damn it.
Somebody made a good point online. I forget who actually said this, but they said that if The Big Show won, he'd be the first person to be WWE, WCW, ECW, and World Heavyweight Champion.
And at the end of the day, nobody else can do that. I don't think.
No. Because the ECW title is defunct.
The WCW title's been defunct.
And I don't think there's anybody else that held the ECW and the WCW title.
I don't think there is.
No. So the Big Show is the only person that can do that and make that history. And it's another one of those things. Like I said earlier about Eve, he will make that history. Not right now. I think the Hall of Pain still needs to expand a couple more wings, add some more names to the back of its t-shirt. Going for Mark Henry. Possibly by DQ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or even a Big Show win via DQ, but Mark Henry's going to walk out a vengeance with the championship.
I was going to say, I'm not going to say, I will simply say that Mark Henry will retain his World Heavyweight Championship. Shenanigans or not, Mark Henry's leaving as champ. So we agree again at the end of the day.
Which brings us to the main event.
Should be.
Alberto Del Rio versus John Cena. Last man standing match.
Now, let me say this. The last time that John Cena, the last 2 times, I'll even go back 2 times. The last 2 times John Cena was in a pay-per-view last man standing match, the first time he was booked and didn't show. Because Randy canned his ass the week before, and Kennedy tore his pec off his bone. He didn't show up for that. The last time his last man standing match, he outsmarted the big Dopey 8 Batista by taping his ankles to the post. Granted, Batista couldn't stand up, and that's funny, but it totally killed Batista. It totally killed any credibility he had. So the I Quit match was meaningless after that. Although it did get rid of Batista, which was a good thing. This one...
But then Batista came back in the form of Mason Ryan, so we didn't really get rid of him.
But, you know, I like Mason...
Just lasered the tattoos off.
I like Mason loads better already than I do Batista, ever. But Mason's got at least a really, you know, we've come to watch him and stuff, things like that. He seems like he's enjoying himself more than Batista ever did.
I'll give you that.
I really do. And, you know, he's a young guy. He's got loads of years ahead of him. He's going to start whooping some ass.
Okay.
Now, on to Cena. Cena picked the stipulation because JR made Michael Cole tap out. Credibility lost. Then he attacked Alberto after the match, which makes him look like a fucking pansy and a coward.
And a heel.
And a heel. Can't be a heel, Cena. Can't do it. And counted the 10 over Alberto's fallen body. Alberto came to SmackDown and almost made the Big Show tap out on Friday night. Alberto is driven. He's not the youngest champion right now. James Storm is younger than him, believe it or not. I didn't know this till I read it.
By only like a week or something.
Only like a week or something. But you know what? He's not the youngest guy on the roster, but he just came off a hot tour in his homeland. John Cena, we all have discussed this. Every single show on this channel has talked about the need of a break from Superman. And I dare say even John somewhere is thinking, I need a break. So maybe, just maybe, the WWE Universe will be adhered to, and Alberto will win the 10 count match. This last man standing match.
The only thing that makes me not think that the break is in the cards right now, it's not written in the stars, if you will.
Oh, God damn it. Why you say
is
that
the fact that Survivor Series is around the corner.
Right.
And he's already being billed, teaming with The Rock.
Right.
Now, what we could have is The Rock doing something like he did at WrestleMania, taking Cena out, and Cena being out of action until Mania. Mm-hmm. But for that storyline to work, The Rock would have to be back.
Yeah.
The Rock would have to show up, at the very least, at TLC the Rumble and Chamber. At the very least.
If not on Raw here and there. I don't... Break is not the right word. Break from the championship picture.
He definitely needs a break from the championship picture, and I've been saying this for at least 3 years now.
Yeah.
John Cena needs to take a backseat role, kind of linger in what a lot of internet geeks call mid-card hell, mainly the tag team picture, and use his star power to latch onto an Evan Bourne, to latch onto a Mason Ryan.
Let them latch onto him. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah. And bring them up to main event status, so that when John has to leave and retire, when Randy has to finally hang it up, when Christian is done, Kane is done, Big Show, Undertaker,
Triple H finally steps away. Yeah.
They've got people already groomed to take that spot.
Yep. The same friend that I talked about with the W Studios, we talked about the young guys coming up and how there's so many guys just on the cusp of greatness. But WWE won't hand them the ball to run. They're still relying on these tired-ass workhorses like Cena, like Orton, like Hunter. And these guys ain't getting any younger. They're not getting any healthier. Cena's a ticking time bomb of injury. You know, Orton, you never know. You know, Triple H wrestles once or twice a year now. Undertaker hasn't wrestled since Mania, if you even call that match wrestling.
He's another person that's been talked about for that Team WWE Survivor Series match.
If anybody will stand up for the WWE establishment and stand up to fight for WWE, it would be The Undertaker. We've seen that. So,
End of the day, I'm going with Alberto Del Rio to retain.
As am I.
God damn it.
I know, we agreed on every single match. Every single match. The dad...
This was a horrible prediction show, and the fact that we agreed on every episode.
Yep.
But I think at least we gave our fans some good in-depth analysis as to why we think things are going to go the way they're going to go.
Yeah, and hopefully we're not so far off the mark that we're sitting in the bar on Sunday going, God damn, we're stupid.
Now, one thing I do want to touch on. We sat through SmackDown, and I teased to you that there was a big announcement made. And I guess they decided to edit that out of SmackDown. Are you curious to know what this announcement is?
Oh, you're not gonna call me in on this now, are you? You're gonna piss me off at the end of the show.
I'm not trying to piss you off.
I know you're not. Go ahead.
You told me you didn't know, so obviously you do know.
I do know now, yeah.
Mil Mascaras is the first person announced for WWE's 2012 Hall of Fame, and he is to be inducted by his nephew, Alberto Del Rio.
All right.
Is it his destiny?
It is his destiny to be in the Hall of Fame.
I have a tasty beverage.
I'm glad you do. I'm about to throw mine across the fucking room, and this is your room, so I can't do that. Because there's a really cool image of their every bear in Disney heaven over there that I don't want to knock down. It's a badass image. I don't want to mess that down. Okay.
I was going to say, that this isn't a room, Jeffrey. This is a studio.
Whatever.
And this is the door to Narnia.
Well, I know.
And outside in what some people call a living room is actually the green room for the studio. So, you know, let's try and keep the kayfabe just a little bit.
Dude, CM Punk has blown kayfabe out of the water the last 6 months. So. Okay.
Mil Mascaras.
Mil Mascaras. Every single author of every single wrestling book that I have read that has mentioned Mil Mascaras has lampooned his masked ass for being horrible, for being selfish, for being a prima donna, for being a little prancy boy that goes on his tiptoes and thinks he's funny. He sucks. I don't understand why, just because Alberto is one of your marquee stars, you have to throw his goddamn uncle in the Hall of Fame. It is ridiculous. It's the same ridiculousness that puts Drew Carey in the Hall of Fame. The same ridiculousness that puts Vern Gagne in the WWE Hall of Fame. Vern Gagne and his son battled the WWE for 31 years, give or take a year. Vince put them out of business. But because Vince signed a big old fat check for AW Library, I'll take your Hall of Fame ring, sure. And now what's he doing? He is beating up his fellow old people in the home. Vern Gagne is crazy. And now they're going to induct Mil Mascaras. You know what? You know what I want to see? I want to see Mil Mascaras walk to the podium, keel over, and have him buried in his mask, just like El Santo. El Santo deserves a place in the Hall of Fame. not Mil Mascaras. Absolutely not. God damn it.
I disagree with you here, and I may be alone in this. You, the viewers out there, let us know what you think. I think Mil Mascaras definitely deserves a place. I think Mil Mascaras is one of the godfathers of Lucha Libre wrestling. Definitely helped bring Lucha Libre to the masses in a commercial way. Even though commercial isn't always better. You know, he transcended into movies just like El Santo did. And some of that stuff, you know. But I definitely consider him one of the true legends and godfathers of Lucha Libre. So when you figure you've got a company with the likes of Rey Mysterio, Alberto Del Rio, Guerreros, yes, thank you for jumping the gun there on me.
Oh, there's only one girl left in the freaking company now.
You know, you've got a company that employs these names. You've got guys like Evan Bourne, Kofi Kingston, even to a degree Bryan Danielson, who have studied the Lucha Libre style. I mean, hell, you want to play 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon here real quick. Danielson was trained by Shawn Michaels, who was trained by Jose Lothario. He's gotten Lucha training. All these guys have grown up on the Lucha style, so you know Mil Mascaras was an influence for a lot of them. And while he may not have been a mainstay in the WWE, which I do question their judgment there, like I've questioned some of their other judgment in putting people in, like your Bachwinkles, you know, I think that in the grand scheme of history, since the WWE Hall of Fame seems to be the only one that fucking matters these days, he deserves a place. So I guess we finally did disagree on one thing. It just had jack shit to do with the pay-per-view.
And it took 20 fucking minutes plus to make it happen.
So, for Dad's on Wrestling episode 45, I'm JJ Williams.
I'm pissed off.
And we will see you probably either Sunday or Monday with our thoughts on Vengeance.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from NoDQ.com.
Hey, NoDQ Galaxy, we're back with another NoDQ review, number 45, and I am Virtue, here with the elite team of NoDQ. That's right, Aaron Rift, of course Aaron Rift, TJS, and Big G. How's everybody doing? I will start with TJS.
Well, I'm going to pull a Jeff Meacham and pop one on the air. It's Coca-Cola because I'm straight edge, but I'm doing good, man. Raw was actually surprisingly good this week. It's been a very good week in wrestling. It goes all the way back to the weekend. I'm very surprised, and I'm not complaining, so maybe I'll be positive for once. I know everyone says I'm always negative, so we'll see what happens here. We got some good topics, man. How are you, Virtue?
Okay.
Good?
Not bad. We got a big main event with the Universal Championship. Big G, what's up?
I'm doing good as usual, enjoying my day off, watching some classic Rumble matches, and Netflix as well. So I'm doing very well.
Did you watch Bird Box?
No, not yet.
Because you should sit here with a blindfold on. That would be funny. But anyway, Aaron Rift, what's up?
Well, I'm just gonna say that Jake Roberts and Rick the Martel Martel did it a lot better back in 1991. So that's that. As far as how I'm doing very well. I'm looking forward to today's video. It was a very noteworthy week. A lot of news to cover. Raw and SmackDown were very eventful shows. All Elite Wrestling has a lot of buzz. And let's go ahead and get started with it. I mean, let's not waste any more time.
Well, let's give our final thoughts. We'll start with NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool. So everybody pretty much watched it Saturday. I watched it Sunday. It was very NXT. The crowd was very UK, if you know what I mean. A lot of people like that, and like Big G thinks that it enhances the experience. I don't know about that. I think I like more of organic, natural pop and reaction, and not necessarily forced. But it's a different time today. So Big G, what's your thoughts on TakeOver? What grade did you give it? I gave it a B. The matches were solid. Balor was a surprise. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are the real deal. You know, I don't deny that.
Yeah.
What's your take on it?
I gave it a solid A. I mean, I enjoyed it from start to finish. I really enjoyed the tag team match between Mustache Mountain and Zach Gibson and James Drake. And yeah, sometimes it can get annoying when they say, if you hate Zach Gibson's shoes up, whatever you want to say. I enjoyed Pete Dunne versus Joe Coffey for the NXT UK Championship. All the matches were good as well. I like Toni Storm that she won. Walter debuted. But all in all, I enjoyed it. I can't wait for the next TakeOver UK to happen, probably around WrestleMania season. TJS, what do you think about it?
I think the crowd was very annoying. I'm sorry. I like a hot crowd, but you have to draw the line. I understand you bought a ticket, you want to enjoy yourself, but when it gets to the point where you're distracting me from the match, I don't like it. And you know how those UK crowds are. They're really full of themselves.
Right.
They've been known to chant, "We are awesome," and it's just too much for me. I like crowds that don't chant too much, but they're still paying attention, like the Japanese crowds. Like, they don't really do any chant.
I'll give you an example, TJS. Like the crowd at WrestleMania this past year for the Rousey match. That felt organic.
And I don't like... nowadays, we get the "this is awesome" chants after, like, there's been matches where the guys don't even lock up and they're already chanting "this is awesome."
You deserve it.
Yeah, some dream matches, and I don't know. I like the show though.
What'd you grade it?
I give it a B+. I thought the main event was a little long. I think any match over 30 minutes is a little too much because I felt like they just kept doing the same thing after a while. Joe Coffey did not fall victim to 3 bitter ends, and Aaron mentioned how Joe Coffey pulled his tights up after being hit with it, and I get that you don't want to have a wardrobe malfunction, and you can do it for regular moves, but this is supposed to be his finisher. This is the move that he's held the title with for 600 days. And I don't know. I thought the tag match was match of the night, of course. Tyler Bate, that guy's the future. I can't believe he's in a tag team. This guy could be on his own, and he would steal the show. I've always thought that he was great. And he's very young, so that's the plus. Finn Balor, it was fine. We'll talk more about him later. And the No DQ match was okay, too. Overall, it was a good show. I'll probably watch the next one. I doubt that I'll watch the weekly product, but we'll see. We'll see. It was okay. I liked it.
So, okay, so a couple, everybody's put it over, obviously, so far. Aaron, any last thoughts on it?
Not much else to say that you guys haven't said or anything that I haven't said previously. I think that yes, it was a good show, and I think it delivered for what people were expecting out of it. Don't necessarily feel like I can commit more of my time to watching it weekly, though. And regarding the crowd, I just wanted to say, go back and watch Monday Night Raw from 2018 or 2017, whenever the last time they were in Montreal. That was a great crowd. They were awesome. They actually got invested in the matches, and they were reacting like how I feel a crowd should react, where they were just enjoying the show and cheering at the right times, booing at the right times, and just being into it instead of just coming up with all these ridiculous chants 24/7 just to hear themselves make noise, I guess. I don't know. But overall, I did enjoy the show, and I do like the atmosphere. It's a nice change of pace every now and then. So good stuff, but there's a lot of other topics that I feel are more noteworthy to discuss, so I feel we should move along here with the review.
That shows you what Aaron Riff thinks about NXT UK.
Well, my traffic can tell you the story. Saturday was pretty weak. I mean, I barely got any pay-per-view traffic from that event.
At least the venues are nice, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I like that with the balconies and everything. Now, before we head over to WWE, which is going to be the most of this discussion, let's talk about AEW a little bit more, continuing from last week. I don't know, did we cover who we think might leave WWE? Basically, I have a feeling WWE, some of these people are going to want to leave to go there. They've probably been talked to, which I know, you breach a contract, so it has to be done secretly. I don't know if people remember the story of Jericho still working for WCW, and supposedly Vince Russo got him a meeting with Vince McMahon at his house. There's a bunch of stories going. I just wonder if that's going to happen now, because there are a lot of, Big G, we talked about it, wrestlers that might not care about the money and, or think the cons can pay them a lot, that might jump ship. So who do we think could be disgruntled? Now, I think WWE is going to play the card where if they think a lot of talent aren't happy and want to leave, they're going to let them sit out their contracts and they can't do anything. Now, could they do a breach of contract? Just as an example, could a wrestler show up working for WWE and AEW? Absolutely. But then the litigation, and do the cons want to pay that money and battle that out in court? So, Big G, I'm going to start with you. Who do you think might jump ship, whether it's after 90 days or they just don't re-sign, or will anybody make a bold move and show up still under WWE contract or something crazy like that? Do you think they pay the penalties of the legal fees?
Well, it's a good thing you brought that up, because we were talking about that earlier in the chat, on the NoDQ review chat. We heard that the Revival asked for a release for their contracts, and apparently Mike and Maria Kanellis asked a release for their contracts. So I could see those 4 people, if WWE doesn't allow them to give them the release until their contract is up, then when their contracts do come up, then I see them going. But I could also see them breaching their contracts and saying, F the WWE, I'm going to where I want to go to do what I love, and that is to wrestle. Forget the money, I'm going to wrestle. The Revival is a good example. They've been booked like crap ever since coming up to the main roster. Mike and Maria Kanellis haven't done squat since they came to the main roster. I think he's on 205 Live now, and he hasn't done squat on there either. Look at his career before WWE. They were in Ring of Honor, TNA, or Impact, New Japan Pro Wrestling, on the Indies, doing great things. The Revival, they were doing great things in NXT. Main roster, that's what I think. I think everybody who is disgruntled in the WWE should leave the WWE, do what they freaking love, and go to All Elite Wrestling.
Well,
I'm done. It is what it is. TGS, go.
Okay.
Well, it's interesting because Chris Jericho said that AEW pays better than WWE. So I don't. Maybe that's true for Jericho's case.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because he did an interview a while back, and he's like, if I'm not getting paid six figures, I'm not going to wrestle anywhere, you know? So this guy's making the money. I think that the Revival, man, they're my favorite tag team in the world, and I imagine that they will end up leaving WWE, and maybe the hashtag FTR stands for hashtag free the Revival, because they want out of their contract. Maybe that's the case. They did tweet a while back and said, one day we're going to wrestle the Young Bucks, and everyone will remember this tweet. So maybe that'll happen. The Revival definitely should be tag champs right now. They should have been a long time ago, but of course they were injured, and when they came on the show, they pushed over the ice cream cart, and that was the moment I was like, man, WWE is going to push these guys. They beat New Day 2 weeks in a row, and then, like Big G said, man, and Mike and Maria Kanellis, good God. The only storyline that I remember Mike having is with Sami Zayn on SmackDown a long time ago, and now he's on 205 Live, and he recently went into Drake Maverick's office, and he was like, hey, it's been 5 weeks since I've been on the show. What's going on? So, I mean, he's completely lost in the show, too. So, yeah, I could see either the Rival or Mike and Maria going to AEW, probably both. I mean, they do need tag teams from what it looks like, so we'll see what happens. I don't think anyone else is really disgruntled, not that I've heard anyway. So it looks like just those four.
Well, it'll be time will tell on that. You know what I mean?
Well, do you think Ziggler would go to All Elite Wrestling if his contract came up?
I mean, he's done pretty much everything in WWE, so maybe he could go there and get a renewed push. I don't know.
What about Zack Ryder? I could see guys like that.
Right.
Yeah.
That got over, but WWE didn't really want to keep them over. I could see people like that going over there. Hey, Aaron, and what do you think about like Enzo, like a guy like that showing up in AEW to badmouth WWE? Do you think AEW is going to do stuff like that to where, you know, wow, he's going to deliver a hell of a promo and say that, to draw the battle lines? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I want to see. Not necessarily Enzo, but he just comes to mind because probably would cut a great promo on WWE.
Yeah. Well, first of all, let me just say I think the chances of somebody actually breaching their contract is highly unlikely in all likelihood. I don't see that happening. Look at Neville. Neville sat out his contract, and he didn't just jump to another promotion right away. I think
would that not change the game, though? You know what I mean, Aaron? I mean, would that not just be like a huge buzz? Like, wow.
Look what happened with CM Punk. He spent almost $1 million legally fighting WWE. I don't think anybody else is going to be up for doing that, and I don't think the cons are going to play that game with WWE. I just don't see that happening, and I really don't see them doing that tactic, you know, doing what Bischoff would do, where Bischoff was, you know, trying to stretch the law as much as he could, you know, with Hall and Nash coming out on Nitro and that sort of thing, and acting like they're from the WWF, and then they actually had to go on television and flat out say they were not working for the WWF. I don't see them using those kind of tactics, and because of that, I don't think they're going to bring in Enzo just to have him bash WWE. You know, TNA did the same thing with the Voodoo Kin Mafia and all those guys where they would come out and rip into WWE. I just don't think it's going to happen. And plus, Enzo's not that indie darling, and he'll probably just get booed out of the building. Although maybe not. Maybe they would mark out for him. I don't know. Maybe down the line, if they get a TV deal, maybe. I don't see him showing up at like Double or Nothing or even the Jacksonville pay-per-view. But maybe down the line they get a TV deal. They need some mainstream stars, maybe. And then as far as guys in WWE that are disgruntled, I mean, I'm sure there's quite a few that we don't know about because, you know, they don't want to lose their spots, so they're keeping quiet. But I would say I would say pretty much anybody that's not getting on TV at a normal rate, I would say that those guys, there's a fairly decent chance of them jumping to AEW at some point if the money's good, and we'll see. You know, Jericho said he's being paid more money than he's ever been paid before, but that could just be like on a per match basis. I would be surprised if his contract is more than what WWE would offer. I just think like he's getting a very light schedule, and per match he's making perhaps more than he would make per match in WWE when he's doing a ton of matches.
Yep. So and he's Jericho, one of the best workers in the game. He can say whatever he wants to, and you'll believe it. You know?
Right. I mean, I think, to him, this is a sweet offer to make a lot of money doing little work. You know, paying off for all those years of grinding. He's actually getting to work on his own terms and do his own thing now and just cash in. And I mean, good for him. You know, he's definitely an asset to the company.
Yep. Well, all right. It's time. I mean, you know, got to get a little bit of AEW talk in there, but let's go to back to WWE, and we're going to go to Raw. There is a new Intercontinental Champion. Bobby Lashley won in a match against Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, and ironically, he pinned the champ. Ambrose, who's supposed to be this, you know, badass heel figure, is losing his title and basically has no heat. Bobby Lashley has the mouthpiece with Lio Rush, who Aaron Rift kind of likes. What's the phrase? Looks like, smells like?
Looks like money, smells like money?
Yeah.
But as soon as Lashley won, I see people on Twitter just going nuts like he doesn't deserve it. First of all, look at Bobby Lashley. He might be boring. They made him heel. They put a manager with him. That serves a purpose.
Right.
So you're supposed to hate Bobby Lashley. Why put a title on him? Well, Dean Ambrose wasn't doing the job as a heel, where you want to see the baby, you know, a good baby face chase it. Titles, I talked with Big G about this. Titles are meant to be on heels for the chase of the baby face, and the crowd gets invested for that baby face to eventually beat them for it. That's my opinion. So we'll see. Nobody was doing anything since Seth Rollins with the IC title. Clearly, I have a feeling Rollins is going to get pushed towards the main event come WrestleMania time. I liked it. I like this, but because Bobby Lashley has a mouthpiece. Aaron Rift, you like Lio Rush? What do you think?
Well, I'm a little surprised Dean Ambrose lost the title. See, I was thinking we were going to see Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose and have that blow off at WrestleMania for the IC title, the final battle between them, maybe like Hell in a Cell or something. But now that feud appears to be pretty much done, and maybe Lashley will take the ball and run with it. You know, I think a lot of people see the IC title as the workhorse title. We'll see if Bobby Lashley can have some intriguing feuds. Who's he going to feud with? Elias again? Finn Balor? I'm not sure what you're going to do with him at this point. What's going to happen with Ambrose? I'm more curious about what's next for him because he has cooled off so much now. He lost the title. He took the fall in the match, which I guess works in a sense that Bobby Lashley looks strong by actually beating the champion. However, I don't know where Ambrose goes from here. Like, how do you salvage his character? It looks like the Rollins feud is over. What do you do with the guy? They just totally screwed up his heel turn, and he has, like, no momentum. He's ice cold right now, quite frankly. So I don't know. I'm really feeling like Ambrose needs something, some kind of overhaul. I don't know what that is, but, yeah, things aren't looking too good for him. Big G, any ideas for Dean Ambrose?
Well, like you said, his momentum has stopped severely. He's ice cold right now. He's not hot. When he turned heel, I thought it was okay at the moment, but then they dragged out the Seth Rollins feud. You know, they had the 2 pay-per-views in between. They didn't do anything. Then they started it up again, and Rollins eventually lost the title. And then this Monday, he lost the title to Lashley, which I don't mind. He could be a good heel champion. He's got Leo Rush as the mouthpiece, and Lashley can do all his flexing and his butt flexing. As far as the contender for Lashley, when Kevin Owens comes back, I could see him feuding with Lashley since he technically is the one who took him out, you know, for his injury. And I can see Sami Zayn eventually getting to that feud too because Lashley took out Sami Zayn as well. As with Dean Ambrose's next feud, maybe EC3 and just an NXT call-up, you know, get them going
TNA
into something. And Seth Rollins, I see Seth Rollins, like Virtue said, main eventing WrestleMania or in the main event push of WrestleMania. TJS?
Okay. You brought up Kevin Owens. Have you guys noticed that they haven't showed the video package for him lately? They showed it for 1 week, and they haven't showed it since, the return package.
Right, because I think he's not even close to being ready. Although, have you seen the photos of him? He's looking like he dropped some weight. He's looking to be in pretty
He
good
slimmed down,
shape.
Yeah. He got like a new tattoo, and so I mean that's interesting. I've always liked Kevin Owens. Hopefully he comes back as a babyface. Anyway,
you know he is.
Yeah. Anyway, Bobby Lashley. Oh man, if he wasn't a heel, then I wouldn't want him to hold this title because Bobby Lashley's boring without Leo Rush. I'm sorry, but Leo Rush just adds so much to the.
Well, the Revival's boring to me. You know what I mean? So everybody's got opinion. I mean, but seriously, they are.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the way WWE portrays all of them.
Yeah, because they had killer matches at TakeOver at NXT.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bobby Lashley, I think he the title. I think he can help it since he's like the big powerhouse or whatever. And with Dean, oh man, this heel turn is completely gone off the rails. This is just ridiculous. Do you guys think that him losing the title had something to do with at TLC how they were chanting "This is boring"?
I don't know. I mean, it's quite possible. That could definitely be a factor. By the way, I just wanted to add about the Revival. They kind of remind me of like Doug Furnas and Philip LaFon from like 1997 WWF, like a tag team that they were good wrestlers, they had a reputation, but they just didn't work out in WWE. And I think the gimmick of having no gimmick fails more times than not. I mean, tell me an instance where the no gimmick actually succeeded and made a lot of money. I'll wait.
I'm on your side, Aaron, so you're not going to hear it from me.
It seems like their new gimmick is getting screwed over in matches. I'm not really a fan of, but I mean, when they're in the ring, their tandem offense is just like silky smooth. They're just so good, I think. And yeah, Seth Rollins is probably going to win the Royal Rumble, go on to face Brock. So yeah, I really don't know what else to say. Hopefully Lashley has a long IC title reign, and hopefully Leo Rush is around for the long haul. So there you go.
Well, maybe it will be Kevin Owens versus Lashley at WrestleMania. I mean, that definitely makes sense because of what happened to send Kevin Owens out of the picture for a while.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and anybody that's clearly as a person pushed because of Vince McMahon, the Smarks hate him. I mean, that's just given. And Lashley is one of those guys, right? He's got the look, everything else, but to the fans, he's not a great wrestler, and he doesn't have charisma, and they're going to hate him. So,
well, quite frankly, Lashley wasn't blowing me away in TNA either.
Can you believe
I didn't know you watched TNA, Aaron.
Well, you know, the times I would watch it, like, you know, Lashley was there, and he was getting a pretty good push, but, you know, I wasn't, like, going out of my way to watch TNA because of Lashley. Like,
what difference does a Lashley have versus a Rusev? You got behind Rusev. Like, you see it.
I feel
you know what
Rusev's
I mean?
a little bit more charismatic.
Rusev does have
because he goes like this. I mean, it's.
He's got charm. Rusev has some charm to him.
He's got Lana.
His moveset has more variety too. He does the kicks. Lashley just does the like 2 moves, the spear.
Like a big guy should do. Well, hey, wait till you think they'll ever get what's his name, Brian Cage? Think that guy's a big guy like Lashley that can do lucha stuff.
Yeah,
you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who.
He does the F5, so.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on. Speaking of big guys, Braun Strowman. I think he's ruined. I absolutely think he's ruined. And being in an elf costume the past year, teaming with Nicholas at WrestleMania, blowing up against Brock, the heel turn, blowing up against Brock Lesnar and losing to 1 F5, whether that was supposed to happen or not, who knows. The untimely injury right now, and all he does, he can go around, he can beat up a mean vehicle. He can flip a semi-truck. He can flip a limo. He can do all this, but when it comes time to winning the Universal title or beating Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns or somebody like that, he can't do it. So I think he's ruined. I don't know. What do you think, Aaron?
Well, I think Mr. Tito said it best. Starting with No Mercy, that's when the honeymoon period was over, as far as I'm concerned. And I think I like Tito, I probably sold my Braun Strowman stock around that time. Like, I feel like he was still salvageable, but then, WrestleMania with Nicholas, it didn't bother me that much, but yeah, it wasn't the best angle in the world. I think it was the heel turn that was really the nail in the coffin for him, and then losing to Brock at Crown Jewel. I haven't really cared much about him since. Then he got the injury, and then this angle happened. So yeah, I agree with you. Braun Strowman, as far as being the guy, he could have been the guy, and now he's just a guy. And I don't see him being anything more than a guy at this point. TJS, anything you would like to add about Strowman?
Well, I don't think that he's ruined. I think that they're trying to rebuild him because, they did have him flip over the limo. They don't have ruined people do that. Jobbers don't flip limos. I think that I've cared about Braun because I really want this guy to succeed. From the beginning, he was with the White family. That didn't work. But then when the guy came onto Raw and beat up Ellsworth, I just saw money. But from then, he's been lost not lost in the shuffle, but dead in the water since No Mercy. Losing to Brock was a big mistake. And I think it's kind of a blessing in disguise that he has this injury so he doesn't have to take another fall from Lesnar. Because if he lost again to Brock, I think that would be it. But since he doesn't have to have that match with Lesnar now, I think maybe when he comes back, they can rebuild him somehow. But with a guy like that, I don't see a guy like that being mid-card champion or tag team champion. This guy wants to be at the top of the company. And as long as Brock's there, I just don't see that happening. So, and you can't just have him in non-title stories because if you don't want to be the champion, why are you there? So,
every era has to have a Big Show.
I hope Braun doesn't become the Big Show, man. He should have been Universal. He should have won at No Mercy in 2017 or 16, whenever it was, and. Because I don't know if you guys saw, he jumped into that frozen lake for charity, and he does make a wish.
Right.
This guy could have carried the ball that Roman Reigns had to relinquish, but no, we have Brock doing it. Someone that the fans don't like. There's no top babyface right now because Braun Strowman is just being muffled.
Yeah. And the thing is, you have some big guys that you could build up for Strowman. Like, the question some people would have is like, okay, Strowman wins the title, then what? Will you line up some big challenges for it? Like Bobby Lashley, you build him up as a monster heel to feud with Strowman. You can bring in Aleister Black to feud with Braun Strowman. You can have EC3 feud with Braun Strowman. You can... Lars Sullivan, if he's able to get his act together, Lars Sullivan would have been a great challenger for Braun Strowman for the WWE Universal title. So there's a lot of things you could have done with that guy as the face of the company. But Big G, anything else you would like to add?
Well, you guys made some good points, but I think the best thing Braun Strowman has done in his whole entire career in WWE is his feud with Roman Reigns back in
I agree.
2016. Roman Reigns put this guy over big time with the whole ambulance match and him, flipping Roman Reigns over with when he's on the gurney and stuff like that. That feud was amazing. They should have never turned him babyface. They should have kept him heel this whole entire time.
I don't know that one. Nobody wanted to boo Braun Strowman.
Well, the reason why Braun became baby is because the Roman feud. People
I know.
cheer for Braun because they hated Roman. Yeah,
I know, but okay, so you turned him babyface, and then you had the whole WrestleMania thing with Nicholas, which I'm okay with. They
really
had to get, I don't know, they had to do something with Strowman at WrestleMania. I guess that was the best they could come up with. Then with Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel losing, was it 1 F5 or 5 F5s?
At Crown Jewel, he took a
Who
bunch.
cared? Huh?
At Crown Jewel, he took a bunch of F5s.
Yeah. And I think that was the moment to have Strowman win it. But then
I think Strowman was supposed to take a lot of F5s in that first match and then didn't kick out after the first one because he was blowing up. Again, I've had wrestlers critique it thinking that that's what happened. So
what happened on Monday, is he still injured? Because when he flipped over that limo, did they have like a mechanic kind of thing on the other side to help him?
Yep.
Okay.
It was a hollowed out limo.
Because when they did the ambulance spot, you could tell when he lifted up, you could see on the shadow of the thing helping him sit up.
Oh yeah,
So,
and you could tell when they do
kids aren't
the
going
cut.
to know any better. I mean, we are because we're but kids that stuff's for kids, just like most of the product.
He's technically not 100% ready to go yet, so okay.
I like the over-the-top stuff like that, though. I'm a fan of over-the-top stuff because it's wrestling. It's not supposed to be super, super realistic. I'm a fan of, like, supernatural characters or whatever.
Right.
I liked when Braun threw Roman into the turnbuckle and, like, exploded that time.
I remember that.
Yeah, when he tips vehicles over. I mean, how else are you going to make this guy...
Do you think if they put Strowman back into squash matches, do you think that would help him build him up again?
Not in this era. And the fact that he kind of did the Ryback, feed me more, get these hands, and he would shake his shoulders. Like, I mean, I don't know if that was a rib to Ryback or what. Like, it's like, come on, man, that's too similar. And we know what happened with Ryback,
Yeah.
So Braun's another Ryback right now. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Got up there and couldn't win it. Couldn't carry the ball.
I will just say, if Braun would have stayed heel, maybe he wouldn't be saying Beastie Boy, that lame, cheesy babyface comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think he's ruined, but, again,
they need to do something with him before it's too late. Otherwise, what are you going to do with the guy? You put him in so many Universal title shots, it's going to become boring.
I think he's got to move to SmackDown as soon as the shakeup happens.
And feud with who? Bryan? AJ?
There's no big guys on SmackDown.
Okay, have him come out.
It's tough to be a big guy in wrestling unless you're Brock Lesnar, just because most of the wrestlers that are over with the crowd today are smaller guys. And, and we're going to obviously talk about that in the main event tonight. So let's move on to the next topic. And scantily clad women again. And this is interesting because with the women's revolution in WWE, it's all about the wrestling performance, right? No more diva term, no more lingerie pillow fights, this and that. But ratings plummeted this holiday season, right? They always do, but all-time low. Roman's out sick. McMahon's have to come back, make all these promises. In 2 days, we see Alexa Bliss holding something over her chest, which is kind of, Attitude Era stuff to a point. And then Mandy Rose in some type of lingerie in a hotel room. Back-to-back nights. Now, guys, you check the YouTube videos that WWE posts. Do those two videos have how many views right now? Go ahead, Big G.
Alexa, I believe, this morning had 3.4 million views.
Okay.
And Mandy Rose's little scandalous thing had 1.8 million views. But you got to remember, Raw was on Monday.
Yep.
And SmackDown was on Tuesday, so obviously a whole bunch of people didn't watch the Mandy Rose video yet.
I don't care what era it is, with snowflakes, social justice warriors, this and that. I don't care what era it is. Sex still sells. How do you know that? Go to any other normal cable television show, and there's sex appeal in every one of them. That's how it is. They can do sex appeal with guys and women. It doesn't have to just be women. It sells.
Yep.
The proof is in the statistics that Big G. Go ahead, Big G. What do you think about this? Is it just a one week thing just to test it out, or do you think they're going to try to? And again, it's not Attitude Era. It's far from what they used to do. Sable's handprints, But for what they've done the last couple years, it was kind of like, wow, really?
Yeah. I enjoyed it. Seeing Alexa Bliss being vulnerable, and Mandy Rose being the slut that she is, and it was awesome, And then when I saw Naomi and Mandy Rose fighting on the bed, I'm like, oh, there we go, brown panties match, ladies and gentlemen. Will it continue though? Let's hopefully, let them push the envelope.
That's why I had you go first. But no, we're on the same page in that it draws to casual viewers see that kind of stuff and they're like, ooh, let's check it out. That's a fact.
Virtue. So I'm just looking at the SmackDown YouTube views right now, and that Mandy segment has pretty much destroyed everything.
Yes.
The Shane McMahon, Miz versus Sheamus did 800,000. The Bar Crashes the Party did 374K. Rey Mysterio versus Andrade. I was gonna say Cien Almas, but he's just Andrade now.
The crowd's going to start doing that.
That match, which got rave reviews by myself and everyone else, that match has 375,000 views. Mandy Rose welcomes Jimmy Uso to her hotel room, 1.6 million views. So it's destroying everything. Even Becky's segment, Becky versus Payne Royce, 362,000. So
cable television is about drama and sex appeal. It always has been. It always will be.
This might be rude, but this just tells you how much lonely virgins want to watch SmackDown and Raw to see some sexy ladies on there.
But with that said, though, people that don't watch wrestling anymore, flipping through Facebook or Twitter for whatever reason and see, the still shot of that, they're going to click on it. But if it was a still shot of Andrade and Ray, they're not going to click on it. They're going to skip past it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just it's what it is. Big G, anything else or pass it on?
No, I'm good. TJS, can you follow that up?
Man, I hope WWE can follow that up. I was really hoping that we were going to get a Bayley Sasha angle, sort of like Mickie James and Trish, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen.
Hot lesbian action.
Yeah.
Actually, also, real quick, TJS.
Go ahead.
Alexa Bliss's segment has 4.3 million viewers now and is now the #1 most watched Raw clip of the week, surpassing Strowman's tipping over the limo, which did 3.5 million.
Yeah.
And she was just holding something over her, like clearly covered up. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk.
Actually, no, it is believable. My bad.
We can sit here and talk about women's wrestling all we want, but if you're a heterosexual male, you think that some of these women are hot. Like, it's undeniable. And
absolutely.
There are people that are going to call me a pig or whatever.
Well, you might as well put on your other hat if you're going to do this.
There's women TJS, there's women that think that's hot too. Let's be fair.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, Aaron, didn't you say that you posted something where you were like, which woman is the most attractive in WWE? And people were like, wow, how could you say such a thing? I was on NoDQ.com talking in the discuss section. Someone was like, no doubt Alexa was pressured into doing this by powerful men. And I'm like, wow, how do you know? She might have pitched the segment for all you know. It's just people.
And actresses are nude in movies all the time. Yeah, okay. That's the truth.
Yeah, I mean, I bet Alexa got paid big bucks to do this segment, and if WWE keeps doing this, maybe they're going to get ratings. I doubt that we're going to get to the point where, you know, do you guys remember when Vince McMahon made Trish Stratus strip and get underneath the bar?
Yeah, yep.
I don't think we'll ever get that low, but maybe we'll end up with like a SummerSlam bikini contest or something. Certainly wouldn't complain. So, yeah, I mean, I loved the Alexa thing. I loved the Mandy thing. And it's drawing numbers, so like the YouTube clips say. And by the way, guys, go to Reddit and go to Wrestle with the Plot. There will be plenty of good shots for you there that you can check out of the WWE women. Hashtag women's wrestling.
Aaron has some nice stuff on NoDQ.com as well. Come on. When it comes to women, he makes sure that their glamour shots get out there.
Sure. People say this is news. I thought you were a news site.
Hey,
well, people want to see it. You know, people want to see that stuff. That's human nature.
That photo of Emma, that show, like, you know, I saw. You know what I'm talking about, Aaron? The photo of Emma where she's showing her backside.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? You know what? The men are hot too. You know, Finn Balor has some nice abs. Not gonna lie. I mean, we could talk about the most attractive guy. Everyone here, let's do it. Bonus topic. Virtue.
Oh,
Who's
God.
the most attractive man in WWE?
I don't know.
You have to name somebody. You have to say somebody.
No, because I mean, yeah, this is my metrosexuality that comes out, right? You guys go. I wanted to hear what you say.
You said most attractive man?
Yeah, who's the most attractive man in WWE?
Charlotte Flair.
And the thumbs downs are coming. If the hat wasn't going to do it, that comment is going to do it.
Yeah, I'm not the hated one anymore, but I honestly, that's just a tough question. You know?
I'm going with the most attractive man, the man, Becky Lynch. There you go.
What a bunch of cop-outs.
No.
All right, how about this, Aaron? If I could look like somebody, because I know the chicks would, you know, hey, I'll go that way. So if I could look like a male wrestler to get the chicks, I'm going to say Roman Reigns, because I have a lot of female followers because I'm pro-Roman that like me, that follow me because I'm pro-Roman. They flock to him. So if I could be, I know he's out sick, but I'd be Roman Reigns because chicks dig Roman Reigns.
All right, well, if Virtue put it that way, then I would go with Seth Rollins.
Okay.
And by the way, the views expressed by TJS do not necessarily reflect those of the other members of the No DQ team.
They're my views.
You know, I like Charlotte. I do. I like Charlotte. I like Vicky Guerrero. I mean, seriously, it's all it's not what others perceive people as. It's not.
You're gonna disappoint kayfabe Candy if you don't say Drew McIntyre is attractive.
He actually is. I mean, he's a very well-built, tall, handsome guy. You know.
My girlfriend.
Got the beard, got the long hair. Yeah.
My girlfriend, she likes Drew McIntyre and she likes Finn. She said Drew McIntyre is buff and he has the accent and he's tall. So I guess that's what women look for. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to ask my girlfriend to see who she thinks is hot in WWE.
It's gonna be
interesting, but you see what I mean, though. You know, the sex appeal goes both ways, males and females, and clearly, men can go out there in just trunks, right? But women have to cover up more for obvious reasons. But they experimented this week with Alexa and with Mandy, and the internet's buzzing.
But yeah,
I mean, it's just.
If people got mad at me for posting that about, you know, who's the most attractive female, and they're like, why don't you do that for the men too? And I think this little experiment right here is proof positive. Imagine me asking that question that I just asked the three of you, but instead of that, I'm asking, you know, thousands of guys, you know, and they're put in an awkward position, you know?
It shouldn't be awkward if you're confident, if you know what your sexuality is.
Absolutely.
It shouldn't matter anyways, but, you know, my target audience is largely adult men.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it made it most sense to put it that way. Like, what male would you want to look like, right? Who do you think would get the most chicks? And so I like that approach because we're all comfortable in our sexuality. If I looked like Roman, they'd be flocking. You know what I mean? And who did you pick, Big G? Seth
Seth
and then I
Rollins,
heard
yeah.
Drew McIntyre out there. So this is going to be interesting with like Caitlin and Cindy's opinions and the other Aaron. Wow, what a hot review this is. All right. So let's go from that to Raw viewership. So, and this will lead to the main event. So Raw viewership was, people are all excited. Not everybody. It's back up. 2.7 was the average million for the 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, it's up from the 1.8, 1.7, 1.8 from the holidays, the low twos. But I mean, Raw used to be over 3 million people. I mean, 4 million people back and even higher back in the day.
Okay, yeah.
Why are we getting excited about 2.7 million people? So what do you, I mean, and who do you think was responsible for that? Aaron Rift, I'm going to start with you, just because Big G put his hand up.
Okay, well,
that annoys me. I'm just
well,
kidding.
straight to the point. The end of football season. That's why the ratings went up. It's not due to any one person. It's not due to WWE promising change. It's due to the fact that football is over and WWE always gets a bump when football season ends. Now, the interesting thing to note is that the bump this year was, fairly consistent. However, the viewership this week compared to exactly 1 year ago was down about 12 to 13%. So the ratings and the viewership continues to show a year-to-year decline, and this year has been no exception. Now, Virtue, you'll be the first to point out that the ratings don't really matter. I mean, look at the stock prices. That's what counts. It's $80 somewhere in that ballpark. So, I think the WWE is aware of the viewership and trying to get the numbers up. This week was definitely a conscious effort to get those numbers up, and we'll see what happens over the next several weeks. They got WrestleMania coming up, and they got the deal with Fox, so I think WWE wants to have those numbers get up a little bit in preparation for the move to Fox. So, Big G, you had your hand raised. What would you like to say regarding the Raw viewership?
You took the words right out of my mouth. Football season is ending. Well, pretty much is ending. We're in the playoffs right now. But, I mean, it was a little bit with everybody. I mean, they try to keep you intrigued with the whole Strowman thing and to see who was going to face Lesnar at WrestleMania or at the Royal Rumble. And, the whole Alexa Bliss thing might have helped a little bit too. John Cena helped too. Everybody took an effort in this week's Raw. And we're also leading up to the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. But then, after WrestleMania, the ratings will probably go down again. Virtue, like you always say, the stock is always going up, 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 up. It's $80 right now.
They found other ways to make money, but it's good to have higher ratings, and that still should be their goal. As much as I say ratings don't matter, it doesn't matter to them making money, but they could make more. Their bottom line could be bigger the more people you have watching because you're advertising your merchandise, your ticket sales, your network. So they should want higher ratings for new customers to get a higher bottom line. It's not all about revenue. You could spend $100 million and make $105 million and just net $5 million. You should want to spend $100 million and make $200 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When they go to Fox, I hope they end this brand split and have everybody on Raw and SmackDown again. Excuse me, and unify the titles and do that again, and maybe that'll help with the ratings as well. TJS?
So, TJS, what do you think about this? I mean, some fans are getting overly excited to why they think that it increased with who is featured on the show, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Well, I certainly don't see the brands unifying because what would be the point of SmackDown being on Fox if you can see all the superstars on both shows? I think they want to make SmackDown unique, just like Raw. And I'm pretty sure I read something about Fox not wanting cross-promotion. So there's that. And I'll just say that Finn Balor is not the reason that the ratings are up. I know everyone's like, oh, Finn Balor winning made the ratings go up. No, it didn't. Because he won at the end of the show. It's like Aaron said, football season is over. So WWE is getting the bump. They gave me a bump with the Alexa Bliss segment. And the ratings, do you think that the decline in ratings has to do with people just watching less TV? people are just finding other ways to watch. We talk on it all the time, and you said
because Hulu doesn't count, right? Watching it on YouTube doesn't count.
You got to think about
it.
it.
Do they post it on Raw like months later, weeks later? Does Raw have a file for the network? Does the network have a...
Yeah, like a couple months later, they'll post it up there. But you got to think, too, DVR. People don't watch Raw right away.
Does that count to the rating when it's recording or no?
I don't
think so. I don't think so.
You're right. There's a lot of other factors that back then it was.
And back in the day, you didn't have DVR. If you missed it, you were screwed.
Yeah. You VHS, VCR'd Nitro and watched Raw, and then you maybe changed it up the next week. Yeah.
That's what the problem is that WWE's not must see anymore.
Right.
If I miss back in so I used to want this story time when I was a kid. We didn't have cable, so I wanted to go to my neighbor's house who liked wrestling, and that's when Raw came on. From I live in a central time zone, so it was from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. It was back when it was 2 hours, and my mom was like, "You can only stay over until 9 o'clock, and then you have to come home and go to bed for school." And I would cry when I had to leave. I didn't want to miss any Raw, and now I just feel like I'm missing nothing. Sometimes I debate even watching it. It's the only reason that I have Sling TV, and sometimes I'm like, man, do I really want to pay $30 a month to watch Raw, even though I really don't care about him? And SmackDown's been a little bit better, but with the YouTube clips, you really don't have to tune in if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Look up like SmackDown results.
And there's Twitter GIFs on it instantly. People have just the clips of the move. The Rey Mysterio and Andrade match. Boom. Yeah. You can watch most of the match with Twitter GIFs.
Yeah. And you got clips of Virtue breakdancing. You getting stink face. So.
Yep.
That's the thing, man. Nobody wants to sit down and watch a 3-hour program with the commercials and.
No.
Because, man, from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock, that's a lot of time to just sit there and do.
It's worse for us Eastern time because we're to 11 o'clock.
Yeah. WWE needs to do something to make the show must see. And I like how when they had the tape shows, they at least added in some stuff that wasn't in the spoilers.
Yeah.
Like Vince McMahon getting punched by Jay. And I forgot what happened on Raw that wasn't on there. But
let me ask you guys this: when they first announced Raw going 3 hours, were you guys all excited, or were you like, "Oh no, we gotta watch another hour of this, John"?
Look at WCW. Everyone knew going in that's long term not going to be the best idea because WCW did it, and it was not a positive thing for that brand.
The only time I was ever excited was when Raw went from 1 hour to 2 back in the day, because I was like 1 hour just didn't seem enough.
Right.
The only times I did enjoy the 3 hours before they started it is when they did like the old school Raw or something like that, where they had the special editions of Raw.
Exactly.
But then when they went to the 3 hours, I'm thinking to myself, I was like, I got to sit through another hour.
Right.
But what can you do, you know?
Do you think that if Raw didn't have as many commercials, that it would be better to easier to digest?
I think so, because like the first 45 minutes or so, you just they go from like the promo to commercial to the match. Not even like 2-3 minutes into the match, you got another commercial. Then they do like 5 minutes and then another commercial, and you're like, oh my god.
Well, they don't have good enough cliffhangers. Back in the day, Russo and Ed Ferrara knew how to where to put the commercials. Yeah. But they don't do that today. They don't care.
As soon as they take a powder, it's like, oh, we'll be right back. Like, oh man, I'm so intrigued. The guy just thought of the ring. What's gonna happen next? You got to remember
half the time when it's on commercial, I'm looking at my phone anyways.
Yeah. Trump made Raw commercial free once, and I mean it was okay. These commercials, sometimes I debate not watching live and just maybe watching on demand or something. But then there's the YouTube clips. I don't know.
All right, well, we can talk about ratings all night long, but the fact is it's time for the main event, and we now have a different Universal Championship match for the Royal Rumble because Braun Strowman has been removed, as we saw on Raw, for pissing off Vince McMahon, even though we know he's probably not 100% with his arm, his elbow. So they decided they could have went the safe way. It could have been Cena. It could have been Drew McIntyre, even though that probably wouldn't have really worked because people don't like Brock, so you want a baby face against him. They could have went with a triple threat maybe, but no, they went with Finn Balor, who pinned, in this multiple-man match, pinned Cena to get the win. And now everybody's talking, is 175-pound Finn Balor going to be able to look believable against the Beast, Brock Lesnar? Now, Daniel Bryan, we saw how he played that matchup at Survivor Series, and it worked. They had to really think outside the box the way they did that, and Bryan took a licking the first half of that match. So, Aaron Rift, what do you think? And I won't bring up the alter ego because I know we're all going to talk about it. Is this the right move? What do they need to do to make this thing believable?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the obvious thing to do, the elephant in the room, which is the demon gimmick. I think that's really the only thing you can do, because who really believes that Fons Balor has any snowball's chance in hell of beating Brock Lesnar? I certainly don't. I suspect it could be like AJ versus Brock Lesnar from Survivor Series, but yeah, I mean, Big G, you were raising your hand. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, we all know Fons Balor can't beat Brock Lesnar, but I have a theory. If Strowman somehow interfered and Balor could win it that way, or if not, you could have Demon Balor beat Brock Lesnar and then have Balor defended at WrestleMania against Seth Rollins, so we finally get a different match at WrestleMania, and we don't see Lesnar in a WrestleMania match. That's all I have to say about that, TJS.
Well, Aaron, I was just laughing because I remembered on NoDQ Live where you were talking about how Braun was like, this limo's a piece of crap. And then Vince is like, oh, that's it, pal. You want to call my limo a piece of crap? You're out here.
Right?
Well, he did rip the door off. I mean,
Yeah, but
why didn't Corbin get in trouble for going in the limo?
It doesn't make any sense.
Why is Corbin still dressed like the general manager?
There's got to be a reason.
The waiter from TJAF.
That bugs me, man, that he still wears general manager clothes. Oh, man. But, yeah, at first, Vince was just going to fine him $100,000. And then Braun's like, this limo's a piece of crap. And then that's when Vince was like, oh, that's it. And I was surprised he didn't get all red-faced. And it reminded me of Ric Flair when he gets worked up and just starts, like, doing the elbow drops or whatever. Anyway.
Why didn't Strowman just punch out Vince like AJ did? And by the way, gotta love that follow-up to the AJ Vince storyline.
Well, AJ does now just crash the hottest, man, Becky Lynch, at her segments. Didn't he just crash the party and then like nothing happened just so he could go up into the stands and do that thing with Daniel Bryan?
Pretty much.
I think they try to play that up like, oh, what's AJ going to say to Becky? But in reality, it's just because they're short on time and they need to just get AJ out there before everyone else can leave. Anyway, with Finn, he needs to be serious. He needs to come out there and cut the promo and say, I'm done smiling. This is the biggest fight that I've ever been in. Yada, yada, yada. He needs to be serious. And then I know Aaron said that he wants Finn to be the demon on the go-home show. I don't think that's a good idea. I think Finn should come into the Rumble as the demon without doing it on the go-home show.
Well,
because
here's why I think that way. Because you need to sell tickets. I'm thinking old school. I want to see ticket sales. I'm thinking like an old timer, because also on the go-home show, it doesn't matter now, but theoretically you want to generate a buzz before the pay-per-view to get more pay-per-view buys, but of course now that's all irrelevant. So I'm just thinking like I'm thinking like from a different generation when you're trying to sell tickets and sell pay-per-view buys. So you could do that now. But
Aaron, I got an idea for you. So if Brock is on Raw on Monday, they should have Finn Balor come out as a Fonz. and confront him like, I'm ready for you. And then Brock, gets him, F5s him. Lights go out and Finn disappears. And then the Tron plays the demon stuff. Something Undertaker like that.
Yeah.
So Brock just handed Fonz Balor, an F5, disappears, and then the couple.
Because something has to awaken the demon. The demon just can't come out,
It's a universal title match. It's a universal title match for crying out loud. That alone should bring out the demon, but whatever.
But really, the universal title match, it's just never shown on TV because Brock has it. I mean, I don't think that holds much stock.
Well,
it should, but it does.
Yeah, storyline it should.
This is how I would book the Rumble match. Have Finn come out as the demon, have Brock look surprised, and then as soon as the bell rings, Finn hits the shotgun drop kick in the corner, hits the coup de grace, and we get a near fall. I think that would be perfect. Instead of doing the old Suplex City thing, have Finn come right out of the gate, hit Brock with his finisher, and then you get the near fall. And then from then on out, Brock can have the disadvantage. Finn can work on top for a little bit, and then he can take his inevitable loss.
Do you think they do this if they don't do the demon, and Fonz Balor comes out to face Lesnar, that the match is about 5 minutes in, and then Braun comes out and just beats them both up, and it just ends in a double, like a no contest? You know what I mean? I could see something stupid like that happen.
Could happen.
I think Finn is eating the pin. Sadly, but this is the first time the Demon's going to lose on the main roster. If they don't do the Demon, this is career suicide for Balor. I'll never take him seriously.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't do it at WrestleMania, so.
Yeah, okay, when was the last time we saw the Demon versus Baron Corbin?
Yeah, TLC.
Was it
at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
Wasn't
a pay-per-view that nobody cares about.
It was at SummerSlam when he fought Corbin this past SummerSlam.
What did he do at TLC?
That was last year against AJ Styles, because Bray Wyatt was supposed to be Sister Abigail versus the Demon, so that didn't happen. So SummerSlam this past year, 2018.
Yeah, because he squashed Corbin.
Right.
Yeah, that's the last time we
Any chance that the Demon comes out and squashes Brock Lesnar? Okay.
Highly unlikely in all likelihood.
The thing is, if Finn
because he's not Goldberg.
Right. They already did it once, but then again, WWE likes to copy angles they did like a year ago. So,
like I said, if Demon Balor doesn't come out, Fonz Balor versus Lesnar, Strowman music hits, distracts Lesnar, Balor gets the 1, 2, 3, and completely shocks the world and makes NoDQ the most best site in the world.
Without the Demon gimmick, he beats him clean without the Demon. Okay.
Anything that's not CM Punk is probably not gonna cut it, but yeah, it would be nice though.
What do you think, if Omega was in the Rumble? Would you get a nice little spike with that?
Probably, but he's still under contract until February 1st, so whatever.
Reach it, baby. That's overseas. Who cares?
Yeah.
How big AJ Royal Rumble story in 16, Aaron? Did that do a lot of traffic?
It did pretty good. Yeah, it did fair. I would say, yeah, it did fairly well.
So the best story was Punk walking out then? That's your top story?
Actually, the pipe bomb.
The pipe bomb, yeah, I was going to say.
The actual pipe bomb and then Money in the Bank. That whole couple of months was huge.
Yep. And WWE, wrestling in general, needs to find that again. They need to find that extra controversy because that gets everybody buzzing. All right, well, there you have it. We're going to see next week. We're actually not going to do the review because we will do the Royal Rumble preview and predictions panel, which is it's still the NoDQ review, but not officially.
Right.
So that's all I got, everybody. Any last-minute words before we do our plugs?
I think we're all ready to go here.
Just wait to see what all the haters have to say about Big G this week. So.
Well, I think you're spared. I think the heat magnet for this week is definitely our buddy TJS.
Oh, TJS, go ahead and do your salutes.
NoDQ.com/TJS. Take you to my Facebook page. If you want to leave negative comments, you can do it there. Someone actually made an Eric Bischoff account and left some hate comments on one of my pictures. It was kind of funny, but anyway. And then, of course, Twitter at NoDQ_TJS. Follow me there. I don't really tweet all that much, but still follow me. It'll be okay. And, of course, NoDQ.com/shirts. There's plenty of them. The ladies of NoDQ, Fire Virtue. We got all the shirts, brother. Greg Cherry shirts, Jeff Meacham shirts, Cindy shirts, Kayfabe Candy Ass. I could go on. Yeah, Big G, of course. And we got it all. Just go there, buy a shirt. And that's all for me, man.
All right, Big G.
NoDQ.com/Big G. Take you to my Twitter page. NoDQ_Big G on Instagram. Jeffrey Hiltz on Facebook. Like TJ has said, NoDQ.com/shirts. Everybody has shirts. Check out Virtue's Rage either Tuesdays or Wednesdays whenever we feel like doing it. And that's it for the Big G.
How many Twitter followers do you have, Big G and TJS? What are your numbers?
I have 217.
TJS, what do you got?
5.
500?
No, just 5.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I don't know how many I have. I think I have like 170, but I forgot to say, on the NoDQ.com website, if you guys click the articles, there's a comment section that you guys can interact with other wrestling fans, and that's a good place to have a conversation. I get on there and interact with you guys, so if you want to hang up there,
click.
Yeah, just I mean, there's some good debate going on there. Sometimes there's like pages and pages of it, especially like with the Alexa Bliss news story. There's a lot of controversy, a lot of comments there. Go give us your input. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, the comment section on NoDQ is a great place to troll with people also, as I know a few individuals out there like to partake in. But hopefully we can get Virtue on there more, and Big G. They haven't really been doing much, so putting those guys on the spot. TJS, you've been great, though.
Ouch.
But yeah, stay tuned to NoDQ.com for all the latest regarding All Elite Wrestling, Royal Rumble, NXT TakeOver. Lots of content coming up on the site. And I apologize for anybody offended by TGS's comments, but I do give him an open mic here, and part of the deal here with NoDQ is I like to give everybody a forum to express their opinions openly, even if they might be controversial. Not
Aaron's or
right.
anyone else.
So hopefully everyone understands that I'm just trying to give people a forum to express their opinions, and if you disagree, I'm sure we'll hear from it. We'll hear from you guys. So that's all I got. Virtue?
Okay, follow me on Twitter at NoDQ_Virtue. I love how the hate is now directed to Big G and TJS, so that's why you now are part of the elite team with me and Aaron Rift. So that's it, man. My Facebook is NoDQ.com/Virtue, so you know where to check me out. So for Aaron Rift, for Big G, and for TJS, I am Virtue. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.